Dudes, what's going on, man? 9 years of Ram Showcase. I am Sheriff Joe Beggs, here to celebrate, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm going to post some join links in the comments so you can come and hang out with me. Just kind of talk about whatever you want to talk about. If that's just some Rams football, you want to just spill your soul on Cooper Cup or your excitement about Devontae, all of that is gonna be okay. Or if you want to talk about the show, maybe when you started checking out Ram Showcase, maybe you remember the first few episodes, the first season of this bad boy. But that's crazy. 9 years, 9 years ago today, I was sitting in my apartment and I just started chatting some Rams football, and now I am here. So talking, sitting in my apartment, talking some Rams football. So some good stuff, man. So let me get some links posted here in the comments section so that if anybody would like to come on and just chat with me for a bit, you are more than welcome to, man. So come on and hang out. That is being commented right now. So if you see that, I'm trying to make sure, by the way, that I'm not going to get some mad echo. This is my first time that I'm streaming using the mixer and all that stuff. So I just got to make sure it's fed the right way. But either way, man, I'm just kind of here just to kind of hang out, have a good time, chat Rams, and just kind of, I think, soak it in a little bit, man, because I don't want to say that like the Ram Showcase is going to be changing or anything like that, but like it's totally possible, man. So like I don't know what this bad boy is going to turn into, but we are heading into season 10 of this sucker, which is absolutely insane. And speaking of absolutely insane, that's a terrible intro. That's not necessary. I don't need I don't need to do that to him. Welcome in, Peo Tom. What's up, dude?
Dude, you know what, being called absolutely insane by you is an honor because I know my friends think I'm insane how much I talk about the Rams.
Fair
I think you might be one of the few people in the world that talk about it more than me.
You think so? I mean, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not like, I feel like some people would say that as like a burn or something like that, but I'm totally fine with it, man.
Oh no, that's an honor. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Joe, honestly though, I gotta start off, man. I wanted to be the first one in here to just say thank you. Thank you for 9 seasons. On behalf of anyone who has ever clicked on one of your videos or checked out your podcast on any various platforms, you have been, in terms of my Ram fandom, you have added to the experience for years. And I remember I found your show in 2019, and that was before I kind of got into the YouTube world and things like that. And I really appreciate you as a person, but also just as a content creator. You have any Rams fan who has been blessed to kind of partake in your show, they've become a better fan because of your show. And so I want to thank you so much. Congratulations on 9 years, man. I'm excited to see what you got coming up next.
You gotta be kidding me, man. I can't even, you were gonna start like that, pulling on some heartstrings here, dude. You can't be doing that to me. Thank you, man. I genuinely appreciate that, man. It's been so much fun, man. And I'm so excited to see kind of where it goes and all that. But I mean, yeah, nine years, man. It's crazy. It does coincide perfectly with the relocation to Los Angeles. So that's pretty fun stuff. That's cool. Yeah, man. It's just kind of, we're in there, man. So we actually have, I'm going to pull down some stuff here. Oh, I forgot I set myself up here. We have some other people coming in, so we're going to have a little bit of a full conversation here, man. So you're welcome to hang. You are welcome to hop in and out, whatever you feel necessary, man. But
yeah, I do have a gift for you, actually, Joe.
Okay, let's what do we got here, man?
Well, you bring other people in, they can partake in it. Anyone who has watched your show knows that before each show you post asking for fan quesos.
Yes.
And I particularly love asking you questions that make you like tilt your head back and go, oh, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, you do. Yeah.
I love it. So but I know you love them. So my gift to you is I actually have a fan queso I'd like to ask you live on air right now, right here.
All right. Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it.
So, situation.
Okay.
Kevin Demoff comes to you and is like, Sheriff Joe, we're starting a new post-secondary institution called Rams University.
Nice.
We want you to decide which Rams beat reporters will teach certain classes. Like, you get to assign them a class.
Oh.
So we'll take on, we'll just do 3 for the interest of the thing. Okay. So Jordan Rodriguez, Gary Klein, and Stu Jackson, what classes at Rams University would you have them teach?
What's the course study here, man? Like, what
Rams?
Anything Rams. It's just Rams. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So do you have any class examples?
So like you could do like Rams history, Rams fan experience, contracts and negotiations. I don't like anything Rams related.
Oh man, that's so tough. I see you sitting in here. By the way, my other guest, one of them popped out. So we'll bring him in. He might actually be able to help with this too.
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah. So we'll. I want to start though. I think Jordan would be the best. I think to kind of talk about that bridge between player and fan that a lot of us don't understand. Of just like. I think she does a good job of relating information. So like when a contract happens, she delivers it in a way where it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I would do it something like that, some kind of fan relation deal with the like connection there.
Player fan relations 101. Okay.
Yeah. Gary's a tough one. I would probably just go history for Gary. I feel like that makes sense. Stu, I'm having a hard time, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to phone a friend here and bring in a guest who I actually have another show with. It's not 9 years old, but maybe closer to the 9-week, I think, range here. It is Tuna. What's up, dude?
Hello.
Welcome in, dude. How you doing?
That's my thematic entrance. It's just a hello, man. You gave me the hard one because I was sitting here like, oh, Jordan's easy. She can do like Ramsology 201, the philosophy behind constructing a roster behind the scenes of less. Like she'll give you like the weird wormhole of something 6 years ago on how there's one detail played in now. With Stu, I think Stu could be like an easy 101, just easy fact checking. Hey, this is how you structure an article.
He's your first instructor, like as you go through college. Like he's the intro guy, you know.
Yeah, and he's got a young face too. So he's like, is he an intern? Is he a full-time professor? Like, is he?
He's so cool.
Hey, man, 9 years. Get your little Stafford year going.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Matthew Stafford years in. I'm a 4th grader officially in the podcast world.
Yeah, ours is maybe 9 episodes old. I don't think it's even at 9 yet. Dude, congratulations. Give me words of wisdom on how to achieve 9 years and stay sane.
Oh man, to stay sane. Well, I can't give you any words of wisdom there because I have not done that. But I would say if I was to pass on anything, man, just if you are passionate about it, then you're gonna do it and you're gonna be fine. Like there's definitely weeks and episodes that I'm kind of like, man, I don't want to record right now, but then I do it or I start and I kind of get rolling and then I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? So usually it's like that. I would equate it to maybe what I hear from people who work out. I am not one of those people, but like one of those, like as you get going, then you're rolling and then you feel good about it, you know? So I would say that, man, and consistency is the number one thing. If you're going to do anything on creating anything, say when, like, just do it. Just do the thing all the time.
Do the thing. You heard it first. He's the first person to ever coin that phrase. Just do it. I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, it's clever. It's catchy. I think we should probably try to tag that on something.
We should trademark that. What's up,
just
Teo?
Doing it. No, maybe that could get too far. Anyway.
Yes.
Hold on. Is that are you on vacation again?
No, I'm traveling for work.
He does that. Yeah.
Every time I see him post something, he's like, "Oh, I'm like, where are you now?" It's like, you're a Canadian. You're never in Canada.
Teo's been more places than Johnny Cash, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted. You guys had some good content. I'm only in here for a minute or two. I just want to drop in some congrats, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you stopping in, dude. Man, but you got words of wisdom, dude. Spill them, man.
Me?
Yeah.
Football is fun. That's it. I think what I've learned in my short time doing all this stuff, like, if it's not fun, you're probably doing something wrong. Like, there's a lot of days where I'm like, I was just talking to Blaine Grizzak about this. I asked him advice. I'm like, man, you put in a lot of work sometimes for a project or doing something, and it's like, maybe when you're not getting the reception, or maybe you didn't get the point across, or hey, my viewership's not. Like, you're doing it for fun. You're doing it because you care about it. So you got to remember, football's fun, and I do forget that sometimes. So
its most basic core, it's the game, and here for entertainment. So yeah, man. Here for the good times, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, how upset are you about Cup right now?
I will say it's an easy gamble, though, if you're gambling, man.
Wait. You are cutting out hard, Tunes.
He's so upset. Like, the internet's crashing.
You are cutting out real rough, man. I know, Peo. Yeah, it's so rough. That's how sad he is. Oh, he might. We're gonna pull Tuna out of here. Actually, Tuna, man, if you can hear me, you are real choppy. But if you get into some better area, man, hop back on for sure. And Paul, if you would like to hop back on as well, man. Yeah. So where were we at? Scale of 1 to 10, man. How you feeling on Cup right now, dude?
Oh, I give it a solid 20,000. I don't know, like,
dude, it's real rough, man. I
am someone that totally can separate, like, okay, the Rams are making a savvy business move or whatever, but it's I'm not the general manager. I'm allowed to be ticked off about one of my favorite players leaving the Rams.
Yeah.
And Cup is so, like, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, like Cooper Kupp, they're in that tier of favorite Rams for me.
Yeah.
And it's been such a joy to see his career. And, like, even he's had a lot of injuries from his career, but he has recovered from those injuries and be productive as well as any NFL player ever has, right? Like, I know, like, do you remember when Adrian Peterson tore his ACL and then rushed for like 2,000 yards?
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp has been, like, on that level of recovery from injury. And I know a lot of Ram fans get frustrated about, like, he's, a high paid receiver missing time. But, like, whenever he's been there and getting opportunity, he's been productive. And I really appreciate Cooper Kupp off the field as well. And I just I think he'll be missed. And it hurts more that he's going to the Scumhawks. And I probably will vomit when the first time he has to wear those ugly lime green jerseys.
Oof.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I'll say this about Cooper Kupp, and I don't know who can relate to my emotions or not, because I do feel like most of the fan base does echo what you just said very, very adamantly. Like, you're screaming to the Grand Canyon, just like, yeah, this sucks. Hate it. Hate all of it. Love Kupp. Hate that that's where he went. Everything. And yeah, I'm with that still. I would just say that the intensity of that emotion is not as strong for myself. I would say that for when it comes to Cooper Kupp in this situation right now, it kind of felt like this was on the way, considering what we were hearing in during the season. Those didn't come out of nowhere. Those comments didn't come out of nowhere. Like, we heard from, people like Jordan, like, the Rams were having conversations regarding a trade involving Cooper Kupp during the season. We know that is real. And so for him to come after the season to say, we're going to release him, it makes total sense that he posted it in fairness. So that they did, but whatever. And then, of course, it comes out that it's like, hey, if the Rams can't trade him, then they're going to cut him. And it's like, oh, so he's just going to get cut in a couple of days, because why would you trade for him? Why are you going to give up assets and then also take on his contract that is blatantly not that great? What I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't make any sense. But I will say this, from the Rams fan football perspective, my own, I guess, mostly the Sheriff Joe Bag's perspective of Cooper Kupp, is I am so thrilled for him that he got to come to the Rams, kind of coinciding with Sean McVay. So he never even he never got forced into experiencing the Jeff Fisher Rams. You know what I mean? He got the good stuff right away. And, obviously the 21 Cooper Kupp, that's a superhero. I mean, books need to be written about that guy. That specific year of absolute insanity. And now he gets to go home and play for his childhood favorite team.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to be mad at him when the Rams are the one who were like, get out of here. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of my emotions, and I think we were having a group, this was in our chat here, Peo, like some of mine of like, I think I'm just a little over it of like, but like, try to make this make sense. I think I'm over it in the sense that like, it's over. Like, he's gone. Like, we can't do anything about that. So I would say that ultimately, man, I'm excited for Cooper Kupp, and there's also a little piece of me that's like, watch him not even get to play against the Rams because he gets hurt, and then it's like, then how do we feel? You know what I mean? Like, there's a little piece of me that's like that. So,
well, and like, I don't know, I can't help but get flashbacks to Isaac Bruce in a Niners uniform.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I think it would be worse if Kupp went to the Niners. Like, oh man,
1000%. We can all agree that the Niners are they're the enemy of LA.
Yeah, no,
D-Rob is now dead to me. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, no, totally. But like, I'll still never forget the weird game, where like Isaac Bruce was in Niners uniform and like Mike Singletary was their head coach. And like, it was his final game in the Edward Jones Dome, and like Ram fans were cheering, like, and it made sense, but it was a weird experience at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm not looking forward to seeing Cooper Kupp in a Seahawks uniform. And I totally agree with you. Him, like, on the personal level, so stoked for him. Like, go have a great time, with your family, return home. That's awesome. But and on top of, I think he is going to be a headache for our defense when we do play him.
He very well could be. That's for sure, man. And yeah, I think that ultimately we know that he still got it. You know what I mean? He still got it in the tank. He's gonna do fine, I think. So
and like, something that I think the casual Ram fan is maybe not understanding is the past past 3 seasons, he's had injury of some kind, right?
Yeah.
And even when he's played, there's always kind of been this like, oh, but like Cooper Kupp is at like 80% or something like that. And like an 80%, like the amount of times I heard like a radio or podcast host say like an 80% Cooper Kupp is still better than 80% of the wide receivers. Yeah.
I've done it a bunch.
And not that there's not truth to that, but I think from the Rams perspective, they're just sort of like tired of that. Like they want a healthy Cooper Kupp. And you look at the history of, if you struggle to stay healthy, the whole best ability is availability sort of thing. If you're struggling to stay healthy, the Rams will move on from you. Right. And I, from a fan perspective, I kind of actually can appreciate that the Rams aren't a team that's just going to like keep a guy just because, it makes sense from a contract perspective or something like that. They make some really hard decisions that other teams probably aren't willing to make.
I mean, I want to say a name, but I feel like it's such a bad name to say when you're talking about this topic. And because you're absolutely right, man. Like the Rams, Cooper Kupp still blatantly has some left in the tank. I mean, we saw that even in his most recent game, that game against the Eagles, like he was still making plays and stuff.
Definitely.
And then you have the Rams who were just willing to just move on. And it kind of sounds like they kind of were maybe targeting Devontae Adams pretty early on in the process. It kind of seems like they felt like he wasn't going to be a Jet anymore and that he was going to be available. So it seems like that was kind of a plan. But then you have teams like the Buffalo Bills who just brought back DeMar Hamlin. And I know his story is absolutely insane. And I feel like at least somebody's laughing at me right now of bringing this up. But I mean, let's call it what he is, man. He's not even a starter there. He has not been that. It's like the level of play. And it's hard. It's so hard to comment on him as a player and say anything that's negative at all, because everybody's like, you're a jerk or whatever. But it's like, I mean, at what point do we have to say it's like, okay, yeah, but you're not a starter, man. Like, you're a backup, and like, we don't have a need for you anymore. It's like, like, yeah, that's crazy what happened, but like, and I don't want to say that those are like the same thing. Like, Cooper Kupp tearing an ACL back in like 2020 is not the same thing as DeMar Hamlin dying, but it's just, the perspective of that, of just being willing to move on and make hard decisions. That the Rams knew that the fan base was going to lose their minds at this move. Like, blatantly, like Todd Gurley, all this stuff, like it's happened multiple times. And so they knew the fan base was going to react this way, and they stood their ground. And they even said, like, no, it doesn't matter. No, we've decided to move on. We are done. It's like when they keep asking, like, how likely is it that he comes back on a restructured deal? Not very likely at all. The least likely option. Like, come on, guys. So it's pretty crazy though, man.
Yeah, and I was definitely one of those fans that was like, okay, if they release him, maybe he comes back on a readjusted contract.
Yeah, I was one of those.
That happens before. But I also think it is telling, and not just the Kupp situation, but the Stafford contract negotiation this year. Mm-hmm. Like it's been interesting seeing the Rams media cycle, how like we've seen a lot of interviews with McVay, Stafford, like him going on like the New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers, like that, I'm sure was part of it. And, saving face to a degree. And I do think that, like, I appreciated, I always appreciate Cooper Kupp highlights. And it was cool seeing like the Rams just kind of bombard all their socials with like massive amounts of love for Cooper Kupp. Yeah. And it's well-deserved.
Man, it's kind of crazy. I don't know, man. I had it up here for a second. I'm kind of agreeing with Brett here. Like, I don't blame him, and I'm rooting for his individual success. I like all year long. I hope that he kills it, except for 2 games a year. I hope his team sucks so hard. I hope his team is absolute garbage, but I hope he is still absolutely Cooper Kupp and absolutely killing it. Chris is here for the party, by the way. What up, dude?
Woo,
absolutely fired. Brett is. I'm not even a real Rams fan, man. Bandwagon. I'm brand new here. And Tuna, it's a celebration, man.
Okay, sorry. All that, and I know he's joking, but isn't it hilarious when like someone accuses you of being a bandwagon Rams fan when you've started a podcast for them?
Well, it's like, dude, I've covered this team for like 16 years or something.
Yeah.
like whatever, man. Like I don't have anything to prove. Scroll far enough back on my Instagram, you'll figure it out, man.
I love the internet when trolls are there and they're just like, "Oh man, you're such a bandwagon fan."
It's funny,
dude. Do you know? Like, maybe I am, but I'm not getting off this wagon. Like.
You know what? I'll say this. I know a bunch of people, a bunch of Rams fans who are legitimately, genuinely bandwagon fans from the greatest show on turf and then just stuck it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm kind of in that grouping too, just because of my age.
Same. Yeah, exactly.
I was the Marshall Faulk fan, and that's how I, came over to the Rams. So that's like quite literally, I was a bandwagon fan originally. But then I sat through the dark era. So still here, dude. I was still loud as hell. I have a Cortland Finnegan jersey.
Yeah.
You want proof, man?
Yeah. Oh, the dark days.
Yeah. Lance says, congrats on 9 years, Joe. Thank you, man. I've known Lance for a billion years. I'd like over 20. This way back. I've known Lance for absolutely ever, man. So thank you, Lance. Appreciate you, man. Cool. Says, how do you think Davante will impact the Rams team, play calling, chemistry, and how can he produce as well as Kupp did? This is a really good question. I think that ultimately the wide fan base of the NFL will see that Davante has been in some pretty rough situations his last few stops. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I feel like being in Sean McVay offense with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua pulling attention away from you as well. I know that he also had, Garrett Wilson out there, but I think that this is a very good spot for Davante. Where you land, where you go matters. And I think that Davante landing with this team specifically is is very prime. I will say that I think that he needs to be able to, or be willing to run block. That seems to be a concern. And so I think that'll be something that I'm interested to see once the season starts, man. But what do you think? How are you feeling about the move down Cup, up Devontae? So what are we doing here?
The more and more I think about the Davante Adams signing, the more and more I can't help but think where we're going to see the most impact, at least early on in the season next year, is red zone efficiency. I think that Davante Adams brings a different element to this offense that can really help the Rams in the red zone specifically. I think that it'll help Kyron out. I think that this, will create opportunities for Davante Adams, Puka Nacua, Higbee. I really think that the Rams' red zone efficiency will increase next year, and we'll have, it's one of those criticisms that you can have of this previous team is at times the offense just looked like it's stalled out at times. And I think that bringing in a player like Davante Adams, and on top of this Rams offensive line having, another year under them, I think that the Rams, average score per game is going to go up. I don't think it's going to be so crazy for this Rams team to score 30 plus a game. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
I absolutely agree. I think that Davante brings a different dynamic to the Rams roster. That Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are very much the same player, and I think that Davante is a little bit of a different kind of player. Mm-hmm. Single T says if Davante has to play with Jimmy G, he's going to lose it.
Yeah, that story is not getting talked about enough. Is like, I want to know what Jimmy G thinks of that.
Is there a little bit of weirdness in there? I don't know, man. Because Davante was getting so frustrated.
Yeah.
Legitimately mad on the sidelines.
But maybe we can say that's more the Raiders than it is Jimmy G.
I like to think so, man. Because when you're also in an offense that's, for lack of a term that's not competent, you know what I mean? Things are just going to be different. So, yeah. And again, I mean, I truly think that that having a Puka Nacua out there and it being Stafford, the one throwing you the ball, I think that's so big, man. And I'm really curious to hear from Davante, if there is any moment in the season or at the end of the season that we get to hear from him about the difference in playing with Rodgers and Stafford. I would be really curious about that. So, definitely. And I know that timing wise is a little bit different, having played with Stafford at the very end of both of their careers, so a little bit different there. But, and also on the flip side of that, Cooper Kupp, from Goff to Stafford to Darnold. So I'm really curious, man.
Wow. Yeah, no kidding.
What a bummer. Oh,
man. Joe, I do gotta head out though, man. But thanks for having me on. And dude, thank you so much for 9 years of Rams Showcase. Stoked for season 10. And everyone, make sure if you're willing to come up on camera or something, click that StreamYard link and come say hey to Joe and wish him congrats.
Dude, heck yes. Thank you so much, Peo. Be sure to sub to Peo. Follow Peo. Where do we follow you at, man?
Just at Peo Time on YouTube. And just a dude from Canada that loves talking about the Rams.
Big Canada guy. Big Canada.
Anyway, horns up, everyone. And Joe, you're one of the best. Talk to you later.
Thank you so much for hanging out, man. Later. That's Peo Time. Yeah, definitely check him out, man. His YouTube channel is awesome. And we're going to go to this one now. Ooh, that's cool, man. I've been having fun with these today, actually. My little overlays here. So, yeah, man. If you would like to join, feel free to. I'll keep on joining or posting the join link if you would like to. That's totally fine. If not, I can absolutely just chat. I have known to be a chatter, so we can definitely do that here. Brett says, gotta get out of here. I've never been hit this much in my life. Yoicks, dude. Yeah. So, I mean, the good news is that for Davante coming over to the Rams, I was just saying to Peo Time that I do think that having the other weapons in there with the Puka, Higbee, stuff like that. And also, let's not forget the fact that with Tutu's deal, and I know that there has been some comments here about Tutu's deal, but Tutu's deal, I think that should tell us. I don't think he's being paid for what he's done. I think he's being paid for what they think / hope that he can do, and I kind of believe that in a way. I do feel like like Tutu's deal is because they have a plan for him, and I do think that that's one of the reasons maybe D-Rob didn't come back. I know that he's possibly facing a suspension now. That will happen with the San Francisco 49ers, not the LA Rams, and that also happened with Michael Hoyt. By the way, what the heck, dude? Are we just gonna blow off Michael Hoyt getting suspended like that? It's absolutely nuts, dude. So really surprised by that myself. So yeah, either way, the wide receiver room and looking very, very different. But I think Devontae's in a good spot for that specifically because of the attention and his last 2 situations. We're gonna talk about the Jets. I mean, I have no need or desire to just trash any team here, but coming over from that Jets offense to the Rams offense, I just think is a big difference. So let's see here. From Tuna, Adam's level of work ethic and ability to still get after it reminds me of Moss to the Patriots. Don't be surprised he has 1,415 TDs. You know what, dude? I'm really surprised that you said this actually, because I've kind of been getting the similar vibe of intensity on Adams coming over. I think it's going to be a bigger addition than people think. And like I said to Peo as well, that there's a little bit of that, just because of where he's been, that I think that he comes over and is it's just a different ball game now that he's with the Rams. You know what I mean? But I do kind of, I feel those vibes as well, man, that this could be a little bit of we could see some fireworks this year, man. But it also kind of feels like the Rams are kind of going for it a little bit this year. We were already pretty close, and it kind of seems like they just very deliberately are making some tweaks. You get rid of a Bobby Brown and bring in a Puna Ford. That's to me an improvement. Christian Roseboom goes away, but I'm guessing there's some sort of plan to get somebody there, which is likely an improvement. I like Christian Roseboom. I'm a big Roseboom guy. Broseboom out in Carolina now, but he's gone, so we got to replace him, and hopefully it's an improvement. That's that's where I'm at with it. So. We still have Bromar Spates sitting in that spot as well. So obviously some moving and shaking, but just a little bit of tweaking. We didn't go just a full overhaul, offensive line, quarterback, running back, tight end, switch out one wide receiver. You know what I mean? So ultimately I think that we're looking pretty solid here. And yeah, to Moss or Adams coming over, that could be a little bit of a sweet vibe there, man. What's up, Joaquin? What's going on, man? Welcome in. Fred Warner gave Kyron a shout out as one of the hardest players to tackle. Big words from the best middle linebacker today. Yeah, Fred Warner, man, I hate to admit it. I hate saying it, but he's absolutely incredible, man. It absolutely kills me. So, but yeah, man, he's I think that when you see Kyron run too, that most of his yards seem, I don't want to say hidden, but just those last minute, get another 2 or 3 pumping your legs. You know what I mean? So I think that stuff's huge. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Let's see here. Yeah. No more effing around. Let's go win, man. I feel it, man. And that's kind of just, I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I feel going into this season. Does feel very swing for the fences. And I don't know if it's just me, but it does feel like there's a little bit of we got to go for this kind of thing, because eventually everyone's gonna need to get paid. We've been hitting on so many young guys in the draft that either can't always hit. I mean, you want to, right? And you think that you can, but I don't think that that's necessarily realistic. So, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I'm the jerk. Maybe maybe we'll just keep on absolutely nailing draft picks, get starting centers in the 6th round for no reason and stuff. But, it just doesn't seem like something that you can always rely on. So eventually people are going to need to get paid. Guys like Jared Verse are going to command some dollars, man. So to say that I'm nervous is, I think, not the way to word it, because I'm just here for whatever happens anyway. I'm here for the ride, dude. Here for the ride. I love it. Yeah, if anybody does want to join in, the link has been shared recently. Other than that, man, let's see what we want to talk about here. 9 years of Ram Showcase, dude. So I started Ram Showcase because the Rams moved to LA. That is actually a real thing. I was writing for the Rams. Me and Paul Boy Green, we were editors on a website for the NFL section of a website, True Love Sports, started by Mark Wilson. He was like kind of the one that got me started in covering sports at all. So we started doing that, and then the Rams moved to LA, and I kind of like, the website was in a weird spot where it was kind of going away, and I wanted to kind of branch off into some other stuff anyway. And then the Rams moved to LA, got approved for it, and in 2016. So the first episode was March 16th of 2016. So that's crazy, man. And I've been doing it. Obviously, we've been going ever since. So it's nuts. My hair is very different. My studio is different. It started not as a video podcast. That's the video portion only been. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I can find out. Can I find out? I don't know how to find it. Just what's the oldest thing I've posted, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to scroll that far. That's so many videos, dude. That's so many videos. That's a lot of years. So yeah, but either way, man. So I don't know how long exactly the video verse has been going, but we started doing that, and I like to think we're in a good spot right now. And we are branching out, by the way. There is some new stuff coming as far as just other things that I want to create and do. So working on that, but that's more long form. Well, I guess everything I do is kind of long form, you know. But it's just more feature stuff. So yeah, not like a show like this. So that's fun. But there was another thing I was going to announce today, and I forgot. So hopefully that comes back to me, because I feel like that was something that I wanted to talk about and tell you about. It's pretty good stuff, man. So, all right. Everybody want to hop in here, man? Come chat with me, dude. Let's talk about the Rams, man. So, where we at right now? Let's see. Let me see where we're at right now. Who's the newest? Who's the newest we brought in? Probably be, well, Neville's back. No, Neville's gone. Sorry, not Neville. Laurel's back, not Neville. Neville's with Indianapolis, and they're going to be so happy about him, and I'm sad about that. They're going to be more pumped for him than they need to be, because they're going to realize that he's actually really dope. Neville Gallimore, that is. Let's see if I can find the first episode of Ram Showcase. I can play it for you. Let's see if I can figure this out. Boom. All right. And join link is there if anybody would like to hop in and chat with me. I'm going to search for the first episode of Ram Showcase. We're going to see if I can find it. And I'll play it for you. It's so bad. It's so funny because it's just one of those, like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I had no training or anything like that. So I don't know, man. It was just good stuff. Well, it's not going to be here, I guess. Let's try. Well, we got a question here. Chris, which home game and which away game are you looking to travel to this year? So far, that's an impossible question before the schedule releases, simply because, you know, who knows? We get burned on that kind of stuff all the time. It absolutely hurts my soul that oh man, that's funny. Here we go. Yeah, so yeah, it's like there's so many times where it's like, oh, I want to go to this game, or I want to see this matchup, and then it happens, and then, you know, like the schedule comes out and it's like on Christmas Day. Like, that's like the perfect example of, like, me and some of my cousins, because I live out here in Colorado, we were gonna go out for the Rams Broncos game at SoFi, and then it was Christmas Day, and it was like, I'm not traveling from Denver to LA on Christmas. Psych. And then, you know, it's like the the 22 season. It was Bills at Rams I wanted to go to, and then it was the opening week, and it just was real tough to get to that one. So that didn't work out. That's why I went to the Bills game this year. That one super worked out. So sick. And then Jets this last year, I wanted to go to that one, but it was on December 22nd. And it was like, I am not traveling from Denver to New York on December 22nd, dude. No way. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the schedule to come out first, but I will tell you, the games that I am eyeballing right now. I'm absolutely eyeballing going to Arizona. I really, really want to do that. It's been too many times that I've talked about going and just haven't. It's not that far from here. So Colorado and Arizona were like the big rivals, I guess, as far as like most of our sports teams and stuff go, but it's not hard to get there, man. Shoot down a flight from the Springs to Phoenix is hour and a half, maybe, something like that. So, I mean, it's super easy. I just need to do it. So yes, at Arizona, looking at doing that. And I'm actually kind of curious about that one anyway, just because of how this last season went with the situation with Arizona and needing to play our playoff game there. So I almost feel like that would, this year specifically, would be a really fun one to go to, just because it's, just kind of what they did for the Rams and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe that's what I'm looking at. And then I'll let you know, as far as my squad out here, we are looking at going to LA for the Colts at Rams game. So that is so far kind of what we're penciling in. Again, though, we obviously need to wait till the schedule comes out so that we actually know what we can do, what we're looking at there. So, because timing is absolutely everything. I feel like I kind of ballpark mine for early December. That's kind of where I like to slide into, get that gap in there between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So flights are a little cheaper, stuff like that. And sometimes you get some really, really good games in there too, man. I went to the Rams Jags game that was in 2021, the Super Bowl season. Then this last year, the Bills. So that was a good one. And then trying to think, man, that's a lame. I haven't even been to that many games, and I'm like, who have I seen? it's like under 10 games, dude. You should be able to remember them. So yeah. Here. We'll get there. Let's see here. Break the whole share tape like it's game tape, dude. We don't need to do all that. I don't know if I'm coming in mad blurry, by the way. My internet has been weird these last like few days or so. So anyway, yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I could download it from this website or if I have to go to a different one. So we'll get that one. Tennessee. Okay. That'd be a good one, man. It's in Tennessee, right? That'd be fun, man. And then next year, by the way, Chris, 2026, Rams back up in Denver. So yeah, man, that last time 2018 was so much fun, dude. Man, it was snowing, absolutely cold. It was so cool, man. Rams ended up winning, getting that onside recovery to kind of close it out. Todd Gurley went for like 236, something like that. I think it was the single highest rushing yards in a game. That was 2018 in Denver. What else happened that day? It was like just hammering the ground attack, man. So I remember we were like second to last row, dude. Like we were like way up there on just at the very top of the stadium, and it was like, we're not even here, basically. And so then halftime rolled around, and me and my buddy Seth, we just darted down and got, we were second row behind the Rams bench because it was like super cold and snowy, and Denver always sells out, but there was a lot of open seats, and I was really surprised by that. So we were just like, screw it, let's bolt down, and went down a second row behind the Rams bench. And I just remember so vividly, man, that the onside kick was recovered. We're right behind the Rams bench, and JoJo Natson turns to us. He makes eye contact with me, my buddy Seth, and just does this little dance, and then he just turned and walked away. We just had a little moment, man, with JoJo. It was so funny to me, man. So, yeah, so that was fun, man. But yeah, next year, of course, 2026. I say 20 too many times when I say that. I don't know. Every time, like 2020, 2026. I don't know what happens in my brain. But yeah, man. So next year, hopefully that's not so miserable as far as the chilliness goes. But yeah, dude, so fun, man. And I know you got family out here too, dude. So yeah, man, you're definitely more than welcome. I'm right. Whoa, what am I doing? I'm right off the interstate too, man. So yeah, I'm super easy to find. My place is super easy to find. You can come over to the sheriff's station. We'll get an interview knocked out and stuff, man. So to be Kyron Williams was more explosive with Sheldon at center. Oh, couldn't find any stats to back that up. How do you see that? Well, let's find some stats to back that up, huh? Let's take a peek here. So Shelton, first I need to just know his years. I'm trying to think. Of course, my internet's gonna be the slowest thing of all time right now. I'm trying to do too many things, man. I'm like a internet commercial right now. I feel like some dude's gonna walk around the corner in a suit and be like, "You need to get the new whatever." I don't know why he's in a suit. Okay, we're just gonna look up Coleman Shelton first. Coleman Shelton. I love Coleman Shelton, dude. I'm absolutely fired up that Coleman is back. So yeah, just pumped because I think he's a good player, man. Let's see here. So he was here 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so he was only gone last year. Well, he was gone for a couple, man. That's kind of weird. Okay, now let's go. Let's get a season log here from. Let's go Pro Football Reference. 4.63 at the combine, dog. So okay, we're gonna pop that up. 4.63 at the combine, and we want to talk about 40s like they matter. All right, can we shut up about the 40s? Shut up about the 40s, man. I realize that there are like certain workouts that kind of tell you more about certain position groupings. I know like shuttle is really important for like your linebackers and stuff. Like I realize that kind of thing. But a 40 is like the least important of all of them. We've got all kinds of guys who've run pretty trash 40s. Kyron, Puka, Cooper, like all these guys. Your 40 time, I think too many people think that your 40 time equates to how good of a football player you are, and it does not. In fact, I think it's one of the more irrelevant stats. So, yeah. Yeah, let's see here. So, it's going to be kind of hard to answer your question here, man, or to solidify your reasoning here. His yards per carry went down by 0.9. His yards per game went down by what looks like, I'm trying to do some math right now, like 14.1. Average attempts per game went up though, so that's interesting. Rush success rate, according to Pro Football Reference, went down by 9. But he also played in every game this year, started in every game this year, only started in 11 last year, and had more yards, 2 more touchdowns, nothing too crazy, more first downs. I think his short yardage, like there's no stat here for that, but like I think that his short yardage like success is top tier right now, I think is what ultimately I'm looking at for Kyron. I think that his ability to just be in the small enclosed areas and just figure out ways to get as much space as you can, just get that football as forward as you can, boy. Like that's what he's doing, and he's killing it. So I saw something recently today, I think that said that the Rams have the most like 3rd and 4th and 1 conversions than any other team in the last 3 years, which, I mean, obviously if you bring that kind of stat up, everybody's going to say Philadelphia, you know what I mean? So, but I do think that, I mean, tell me I'm wrong here, dude. As a Rams fan, are you going to sit there and say that when we're at 3rd and 1 and Kyron's getting a handoff that you don't feel pretty good that we're going to pick that bad boy up, dude? You know, I do. So yeah, I will 100% be in Denver next year. Yes, that's what I like to hear, Chris. Hell yeah, man. Good time. Before and during the game. So not after, have fun after. I will say this afterwards, because I'm one of those people in Denver specifically, not in LA. We're all Rams fans in LA, so it's like, it's less I don't know, unique, I suppose. But either way, man, when you're in Denver here, because Denver's got some really hardcore fans. So I think when you're in Denver, being a Rams fan, being the opposing fan, it's pretty easy, actually, I would say, to get autographs from opposing fans in Denver. I don't know about other stadiums. I've only been to 3 NFL stadiums. So, but I would say that's it's a good one to get some autographs and stuff like that. So I say that to say that, like, it was the highest, I think it was like 22 that day. Well, excuse me. And, yeah, it was just it was so cold all day. We got there, I think I was there at 9, had to have been 9 or something like that. Really early in the morning, but then I don't leave Denver when the Rams are there until the buses leave. So I wait until the Rams leave until I go home, because I'm from here, man. I live here, and it's like, to me, that's like an easy thing to do. We just hang out, wait for the buses to go, and then I drive home. It's about an hour south for me. Nothing crazy. Doesn't take that long. That time of night too, it's going to be fine. Traffic's not that crazy. So, yeah, either way though, man, so being out for that one, when we got to the second row behind the Rams bench for the second half, what was happening is the sun was kind of hammering that side of the field, and the Broncos chose that on purpose. They like when the opposing fan gets the sun just like right in their faces the whole time. So they're on the other side, the shaded side. So more chilly, but you don't have to deal with that. So the snow at our feet started melting all along on the Rams side, that whole side of the stadium. And so there's just water just kind of like pouring down essentially from the stands. And so absolutely soaked shoes. So I get it, Chris. There was definitely a time there at the end where, like, I got in my truck at the end, I started it up, and I just like tried to put the heat on and just kind of like sit there for a second. And I was like, I couldn't move. Like, I was so sore from shivering, you know what I mean? Like, but then I just remember too, is like, my truck has been sitting here forever, just like being on all day. And I was like, all like freaked out about it or whatever. But because Joy was out from LA and not having the cold at all. So she just sat in my truck like the whole time, the whole tailgate, man. So yeah, man. Feet were soaked. It was freezing, man. Yeah, getting to the car at the very, very end was the hardest thing I had to do. And I felt terrible because Aaron, Jessica, and Aaron's mom, they were there at the game, and they were just trying to get like further up the street so like the Uber could pick them up, and I had no room in my truck to take anybody else but myself. So I felt bad that like it took me forever to get to my truck because I was so sore from shivering and all cold and stuff like that. I'd been outside for 14 hours in the 20-degree temperature all day, and then I had to make them walk. I felt terrible about it, man, but it's the way it was, dude. We won. We were 6-0 after that. So dubs make me warm, man. Dubs make me warm. Yeah, dude, exactly, man. The wind keeps me alive. Hypothermia was creeping, man. I feel you, dude. That's yeah, that was good times though, man. I will say that game, every time I've been to a Rams at Broncos game in Denver, both times, all 2 of them, it was absolutely awesome, man. Very good games as well. The first one was 2010. That was Sam Bradford's rookie season. So I got to see Steven Jackson play. He didn't have that many yards. I think he had like 46 or something like that. Matthew Mulligan went off though for 2 tuds, dude. So that was exciting. Denario Alexander he had a really good game as well. So yeah, man, that was pretty exciting. And then Kyle Orton, man. So the Rams were up at one point 33-13, and then final score 33-36. So Denver ended up coming back. It was funny. I was there with my sister, and we're just watching the game, watching the Rams just beat the absolute butt cheeks off the Broncos. And so then it kind of, everybody starts leaving halftime. The crowd's kind of, phasing out and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, you losers, because I'm one of those. I don't care how bad we're getting smoked. I'm sitting there the whole thing. I don't care. Even if I'm just watching on TV, I'm going to watch the whole thing. I'm not going to turn it off. Anyway, but Yeah, so then the Broncos started, like, they score once, then they score again, and then it starts snowing, and it's, like, swirling in there, and it's like, this is the most Denver Broncos vibe I've ever felt in my life, dude. It's like, we're about to lose right now, but they had Kyle Orton, so good news, we didn't lose. They had, the final drive, they had, he just threw 4 incompletions. First down, second down, third down, fourth down, just boom, 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 boom. Rams win. So that drive before that, though, man, Steven Jackson could not get it going, man. So it just, I think they just crashed it 3 times trying to just pick up a first and just couldn't do it. So it was rather exciting stuff, though, man. And then that was the day I met Chris Long after the game, and DeMarco Farr as well. They were out there. So that was Chris Long was in number 72. I had him sign my Sam Bradford jersey. So if you ever see a Sam Bradford jersey that's signed by Chris Long, number 72, that's mine. It got stolen out of my car, so I don't have that anymore. But cool jersey though, man. That was a good one. I should have not left it in my car. I know that much. Idiot. But I'm starting to think Sheldon would be is going to be the starter. I don't hate Limmer, but we'll have time to evolve. And Stafford had a great connection with Sheldon. Interesting. Limmer will still have a future with the Rams. This is a really interesting take, actually, and I have not heard anybody touch on this topic before, like this especially. I have not heard anybody say that Coleman Shelton would come in and be the starter over Bo Limmer. I'm actually a little bit surprised that you say that, man. I would like a little bit more detail on why, actually. And I'm not forcing you, dude. I'm just saying, if you care to kind of elaborate more and give me a little bit more perspective on that, feel free to hop in here, man. And Chris, if you have any stories or anything, man, you talk about of these Denver trips, man, hop on as well. Also, dude, we are absolutely going to be going to Aaron Donald's induction in Canton. So if I don't know who was all trying to hop in on that, but yeah, we're blowing that place out, dude. Probably just it's going to be first year, right? Like, we agree with that. So yeah, we're going to go. That is a hot take, dude. Let's talk about, man. It's a hot take. I do agree, man. Say that Coleman Shelton is going to be the starter over Bo Limmer. I don't know. That's my comment. That's my official comment. Is I don't know. How come Torrey Holt isn't in yet? Because the world just wants us to be unhappy. I think that somewhere out there because the devil's real, man. Okay, the evil exists in the world. That's why Torrey Holt's not in yet, man. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And also, why is this class so small? Just let Torrey get in there, then, man. Like, what the heck? Why is there like just a couple dudes in this one? What the heck happened, man? That makes no sense to me at all. I absolutely just don't get it. He said, Chris, you might be right, dude. AD might get in before Torrey, but how sick if they go in together, dude. If they get in the same time. If Torrey's waiting that long, we've already been past riot times for sure. This is absolutely absurd that he's not in yet, but yeah, man. What if though? That would be kind of cool. You can't deny that, man. That would be kind of cool. Let's see if I can find this picture real fast. Let's see if I can find. There's a picture at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my light. You can see it from like pretty far away when you walk in, obviously, to one of the rooms here. Let me see. That's not it. Let's see. Because, dude, my year was badass, man. Looking through my, like, just plowing through my camera here, like all these concerts, all these, like, concerts, games, Hall of Fames. Yeah. So check this out. That's a giant 80 picture. There's me in front of it to show how that's cool as hell, man. Cool as hell. Hell yeah. Right. Yeah, good stuff, dude, man. But yeah, dude, man. I don't know why I talk like this now. I don't know what happened, man. You grow your hair out, you start talking weird. You guys get it. I want to know what I was going to announce. Did I talk about it already? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have a guest right now. I can still do things like this though. Ooh. I don't know. I don't have that kind of show. You know what I mean? It's not a show for these kind of things. It's just a sports show where I talk about the Rams, and I don't need things like this. Never. It's never relevant to this show. And if you can't hear those, I feel like an idiot. So, and then it's just nothing. But I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm confident in that, actually. What's this one do? All right. Because it's 1997 on MTV, apparently, on this show. Yeah. Who's here? Who here, geez, has been to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? And who wants to? Because I'm trying to go back, dude. Let's go on my birthday. This last year when I turned 33. It was very exciting stuff, man. God, I'm racking my brain right now trying to figure out what the heck I was going to talk about with some update on Ram Showcase. And I'm blowing it off right now. I can't even remember it. This is why I take my notes. Yeah. I want to look more at this, though. A Kyron, though. You know what? Let me look up Coleman here. What? Joaquin, I don't know what you're talking about right now, man. I don't know what you're trying to say to me. He's trying to communicate with me, guys. It says, last comment was too long. Try again. Did you try to put one and it was like, nope? Because that's why I put the link, man. Just talk to me, man. Just come and talk. I'm not scary. Come on now. But let's see. Okay. Coleman Shelton's only 29. I like it. Has it hurt anybody else's feelings about how many people are talking about how old Devontae is? He's younger than me, man. Shut up. All right. Well, you guys feel all bad about it, man. People are like, he's so old. He can't even do it anymore. I'm like, he's younger than I am. But also, I mean, I couldn't do it. There's no way, dude. I mean, if my knees feel like this at 34, 33, then oof, then he's about to retire, dude. So if his knees feel like anything like mine. Let me see here. I want to look at yeah, man, only 1 year in Chicago for Coleman. Why do I feel like it's been longer than that? Am I crazy? Am I the only one that feels like Coleman Shelton's been gone for like 3 years? Time flies, man. Time flies. Let's see here. Oh, said wrote a comment, didn't go through. I'm in Denmark. Dude, that's badass. Awesome. That's really cool. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I'm just kind of curious to see if, like, I guess my question back to you would be, do you think it's are you predicting that Coleman Shelton's going to start over Bo Limmer because of Bo Limmer or because of Coleman Shelton? That's my ultimate question. Is like, do you have like anti-belief in Bo or just a lot of belief in Coleman? Because Coleman is sick, dude. And I, again, did not want Coleman to leave. And if like, there's like a little bit of like a dream Joe offensive line that we could kind of curate, which would include Coleman Shelton. Like if we were like to kind of put like my all-star team together of the McVay era, which killer idea alert. All right. I'm definitely going to do this on the first episode of season 1 or season 10. First episode of season 1. Yeah. We're starting over, guys. I don't know where to put this. Here we go. We're just going to put it in here. So yeah, that's my idea. My all-star team for, under McVay. All-star under McVay. I'll know what I mean. I'll know what that means. But that's actually really cool. I actually really like that to kind of think about. But I feel like guys like Coleman Shelton will be mentioned on that list. All guys like maybe Austin Corbett. I was a big Corbett guy, man. K-Dot would definitely fit in there. But also Steve, dude. Man. Are we just really sick all the time? Is it impossible to come up with an all-star list because the Rays are always really cool? Might be. Linebacker is really easy. It's just Bobby Wagner. just towering over everybody else. That's so funny that Bobby Wagner showed up for 1 year in LA, had one of the best linebacking seasons the Rams have ever seen, and then just pieced out. It's like, dang it, man. I wanted him to stay so bad. Let's see. Issue was Stafford using lots of time setting protection in the huddle and on the line, and from the pace of play was slower. Interesting. I think, I don't know if you're making stuff up. That's ultimate, and I'm not saying that to be a jerk at all. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if we were slower as a result of going to a rookie, which, I mean, absolutely feels real. That's a possibility for sure. But it's also, I think it's important to note too that the McVay offense, and even under Stafford, every year it kind of has its own vibe and different feel to it. And it does feel like this year was just a little bit more calculated, a little bit more, let's take our time with stuff and just kind of figure out where we're trying to attack. The explosiveness was not as felt this year. And that's kind of what I would say kind of ties into that, to kind of play devil's advocate on your comment a little bit here. Cause I'm not just going to say you're wrong or anything, but just to kind of push back a little bit to say, I don't know if Stafford was taking more time to set protections. It would make sense that he's taking a little bit more time to be deliberate about it because he has a rookie center. But also keep in mind that now Bo Limmer's been here for a year now. He's got a full other offseason where he can realistically kind of go into this offseason as with the emotion that he can be the starter or is the starter, something like that, or at least knows how to be the starter if he's asked to be. So I think that experience is kind of, massive, I would say. I think it's absolutely massive. So, yeah, man, I'm kind of, I don't know if I agree, ultimately, is what I'm trying to say here. I don't know if I agree. You might be right. You absolutely might be right, because I was also one on the train of like, no, you do not start Bo Limmer over Jonah Jackson. That's absurd. And now look at me. Jonah Jackson's not even here anymore. Brona Jackson is gone and Bro Limmer is the starter. I love that I could do that with so many names right now. It's so cool. GP Shadow, happy Ramiversary. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. That's the coolest way anybody said that to me today. So that's cool stuff. It does feel so much like a birthday to me, man. It feels so cool. I don't know what it is, man. It's like, man, I'm in 4th grade now as a podcaster. That's pretty cool. I don't know, man. Feel free to hop in, by the way, if you would like to. If you want to chat Rams, man. I don't know how long we're gonna go, by the way. I don't have a plan for this. I don't have like a deadline or anything. I don't have anything else really going on today. If I do end this, I'm just going to start working on that production I'm working on, or not start. I've been working on it for a while now, but it turns out it's a lot of work. So we're still just chipping away at that bad boy, man, stacking those blocks. So it's fun though, man. And I'm really excited about this. I am so excited to unleash this upon the world, and not that it's like going to like change your life or anything like that, but I think you'll finish it and you'll be like, that was pretty cool. That's all I need, man. That's all I'm looking for, dude. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. Edwin, emphasis on the win. Congratulations on 9 awesome seasons, man. You've given a lot of Rams fans some great content. I appreciate you, man. Join links are here, by the way. If you do not have one there, feel free to, I'll just drop another one, man. But I do appreciate that, man. Edwin, you are one of the hardcore guys, man. I do appreciate you, dude. So, man, it's kind of crazy to know how, like, it's weird to know the people I've lost along the way too. Like and not like that they like that I hate them or anything like that, but it's like it is kind of interesting that over time, you kind of like my fan base is kind of cycled through a little bit. Like some people will join me for a few seasons and then they'll find other shows, or maybe they kind of just fade off or whatever. Or sometimes, and I do think that, in fairness, I do think that is my own doing. I think it's because I dipped down a fair amount in the off season as far as my numbers go, total podcast, that is. So I would say that that's probably it, is that, over the off season, people find other shows and stuff like that. And there are so many other good Rams content creators. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people absolutely nailing this thing and nobody that sucks. So you know what? I mean, I'm an in-season guy. I like to kind of think that I in season is where I really thrive on Ram Showcase. The off season is, you know what? Others can thrive in the off season. That's totally fine with me. Anybody, well, that's fine, you know. And I'm not here to trash anybody, man. Everybody's got their things that they're really good at, and I think that that's one of the best parts of the Rams amateur media landscape is that I feel like we all have our own lane, and there's not a lot of toe stepping, and yeah, I think that that's good. I think it's I like my portion where I put together long form game previews and stuff like that once a week, and just once a week. And yeah, so it's good stuff, man. And I understand you are driving right now. That's totally fine, man. I gotcha. All good, dude. All good. So that's why I think he'll be a starter down the line. But why sign Shelton to be backup? I guess what Shelton's contracts will say a lot about what they see in him. That's fair. Let me see if we have that actually. No, I don't have it yet. That's a bummer. All we know is 2 years. Dang it. We also don't know Stafford's deal, by the way. So we have no idea how much money we have. We might be out of cash, which would be real cool. Says, to me, that position battle at center is going to follow in camp, but I'm here for the ride. I guess I don't think that you're wrong necessarily, man. You might absolutely be nailing this. I think I just have not. These thoughts have not hit my brain yet, I would say. And so I don't know. I guess I haven't really dug into that mentally yet. You know what I mean? I haven't, needed that dough in my brain for a little while. So I guess it's not necessarily, yeah, I'm definitely not calling you wrong or anything like that. Because you actually might be right, man. Like I'm processing it as I'm talking out loud to you right now. And I feel like you can tell. I feel like that's obvious. You can see the wheels turning here, man. So the sausage is being made, man. So I'm just trying to think here, because my brain would go to, you get rid of a guy like Jonah Jackson, who obviously was just a high dollar guy, was not going to be on the bench with that dollar amount, and probably didn't want to restructure. He's got a nice home in Chicago. Bears fans are going to be very happy with him. I think he's a very good offensive lineman, just did not have time to get into any kind of rhythm with us. So I think he's going to do well there. But I guess my brain would go to, when we would look at that, just losing a guy like Jonah Jackson, you lose a Joe Noteboom, maybe. I mean, he's not back right now. So, and then why would you look at your offensive line and say, we need to get a battle here at center, unless there's a little bit of lack of trust there of like we like Bo, but we don't know, so does Bo know? So I think that maybe that's where I think you could be right, is if the Rams are sitting there saying like, well, he did fine last year, but it was his 6th round. He's still got to work on this. If he looks right instead of left, maybe the Rams beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So maybe there is something to that, man. So I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. I'm letting it simmer. I'm letting it, it's bacon right now. All right. It's so we're going to sit there, man. Chris, you got me into the First and Tuna show, dude. Hell yeah, man. Tuna's awesome. Another great content show. There's a few good ones out there. Showcases is home though, for me at least. But I'm also 1,000% biased. Hey, we accept bias over here, man. All right. Absolutely we do. That's cool though, man. Yeah, Tuna's awesome, man. So Tuna's great. Tuna is one of those people that that's like, I don't even know if he's still here. Tuna is one of those people that if he just keeps going, he's gonna catch on. Because the views, if you look at like the plays and the subs and stuff like that, it feels like it's low, but also, what the hell do I know, man? Who the hell am I? But it's one of those where like you look at the content, you look at the interactions and the interviews and stuff like that, and it's like, oh no, there is something here. It just hasn't gained that steam yet. So I just think that rock needs to be pushed just over a hill, and that's gonna be a dangerous one, man. So Tuna is gonna be, I think, on a quick trajectory here soon. There's so many good ones though. Like I said, like I think like Peo Time, who joined me earlier, man. Peo Time's absolutely awesome. One just the most genuine human beings that I've met through doing, Rams content stuff. But he kind of hit his, like, I remember when he kind of was starting and he was on my show, like just like kind of talking to me, telling me that he liked my show. So he's got way more subs than I do and stuff like that. He does a better job at that kind of stuff, man. He's killing it. So Rams House, I'm a little bit sad about that. He's so busy now that he doesn't have time to make as many videos, and I don't even know if he still is trying to do videos at all. Still very much involved in the world, though, very, very in tune with everything that's going on. So I would love to see him get back in there. But yeah, and Tuna, obviously, man, just doing a really good job. I think he's the next one to kind of get brought in with the wave, because I think that ultimately a lot of Rams fans know the big name creators, the guys that are not involved specifically with the team, but are here all the time. Chatting up some Rams football and stuff like that with some sick backgrounds, dude. I want to I'll say this. I've never said this out loud, but I just want to make sure I've got the sickest background of everybody, though. If anybody ever gets like a sicker background than me, like I will be upset, and I will change stuff, and I will top them again. And I know that some people have a different vibe than my show, and my background and stuff is very cluttered. But I swear, dude, yeah, that's my pride, man. In Ram Showcase, there is something about like when you pop on like an interview or something like that, like talking with Brittany, where it's like pop on and she sees the background right away. She's like, oh my God, like there's something about that, man, that I absolutely love. So I'm for it, man. Absolutely here for it. We want to win a Super Bowl now. You're absolutely right. Ooh, I like your point here. I like where you're going with this, man. I like where you're going. Signing this offseason tells me they're in win now mode. I think you were right. They're going after more established players instead of development players. Puna Ford. I think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I think I'm with you now. You're convincing me, dude. I think you might be right. I think you might be right. I think that Coleman Shelton might actually be brought in to be the starter. Man, I really wish we had his contract. It's a 2-year. So is Devontae. Puna's a 3. I think we're swinging for it, man. We're at least trying to make sure that we can win it within the next 2. And how funny would it be to win San Fran? Dude, to not only stop them on what let's call it what it is, their best shot, their best team in 21 as well, to try to win it. I do believe that. That 21 Niners team was hot, man. We were just better. So we stopped them from doing it in our house, man. And what if they have no shot at stopping us from doing it in theirs, man? Because I know that they're making moves here. They're at least adjusting their window. I do think that they're taking a bit of a step back. I know that they get back use checks, stuff like that, but that's a interesting situation. D-Rob, I think, is a good addition. If you're going to get rid of Debo for D-Rob, I actually think that that's a really good move by them. I hate that that's a smart move by them. And also D-Rob, dude, what the heck, man? Get bent. Get bent, D-Rob. Hope you get crushed, man. Cam Curl's about to destroy your soul, bro, man. Yeah, that hurts. Anytime anybody goes to the Niners, I'm just like, okay, guess I hate them now. Guess who's dead to me? That guy. That's just them. Seattle used to be my most hated team, but I don't know. I've given up a lot of my hatred, I think. I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to not hate everything in the world. It's so hard, though. It's so hard, dude. The world is dumb. Ah, man. Dude, you're really good, man. You just convinced me in like 5 messages, 5 comments. You like swayed you went from like, that's a hot take, what are you talking about, to like, actually. See, you could have done that in 30 seconds, probably popping on here. It would have been easy peasy and easy. See how much time I want to hang out here. If anybody, by the way, would like to hop in, you are welcome to. I'm just going to keep on dropping this bad boy. You are welcome to. If not, that's totally fine. I can sit here and chat Rams. I want to try to remember what the heck I wanted to say, man. That's why I take notes. I'm not a card guy, but I've had this guy sitting in front of me now for a little while. It's kind of cool. It's a good one. It's a good one. And if he comes back to Denver, not to the Rams, if he comes back to Denver, I'm going to try to see if I can get him a double sign that one, get it in person. You know what I mean? See my other cards here. By the way, all my cards are for sale. All of them. Cards or whatever. This one, somebody told me not to. They were like, put this one away. It's a Zach Stacy. That's fair. Yeah, that one needs to go away. This one, dude, my guy, Mark Barron. That's badass. Hell yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got some more comments. Let's see. Nathan, next year we'll have less talent than be it the Eagles, Commanders, Lions, Bears, Vikings, Buccaneers, and Falcons. This is like the Mark Bulger led Rams team. We'll have less talent than those teams. Hold on a second. Next year we will have less talent than the Eagles, maybe arguable. Commanders, maybe arguable. Lions, disagree. Bears, disagree. Vikings, I mean, they do have a really good 1-2, but I'd say running backs and tight ends included, I would take the Rams there. Bucks, I disagree. I really like Edwards and Godwin. That's a really sick combo, but I would say that the quarterback is the biggest difference there, I would say. And also for the Vikings, who we have no idea what their quarterback situation is going to look like. If JJ plays, is he good? Is it going to be Aaron Rodgers going there? That would be hilarious if it is. The Chicago Bears definitely did a lot to their offensive line, so I think that you could make some kind of argument there, but I still am one of those people that say that Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. I don't see any greatness in him. Eagles, yeah, they have a very good team. They're Super Bowl champions. I mean, it's hard to say that, but they also did get down some people in the trenches. So I don't know how strong I see the Eagles coming in this year. Commanders are a very good team, straight up. I have Rams Commanders in the NFC Championship game. That's at least today. That is subject to change, obviously. I just think that the Rams have had a really strong offseason with minimal moves, and I don't agree. And you say this is like the Mark Bulger led teams, but dude, Matthew Stafford is a billion times better than Mark Bulger, and Mark Bulger is not a bad quarterback. I'm actually a Bulger guy, but no, I do disagree with that, man. Here's Naz Hakeem. Oh, and a Cooper Kupp and Isaac Bruce, fitting on this sad day of seeing these guys play for our rivals. That's cool. Another Bruce. We got a Torrey Holt here. That's a good one here. We got a Marshall. Yeah. Got my Marshall action figures here too. Y'all ain't ready for this one, dude. This is so funny. I have an autographed Keith Knoll rookie card. That's pinnacle, man. An autographed Keith Knoll rookie card. It does not get cooler than that, man. It does not. Autographed jersey, Josh Reynolds. That's cool. A little stack here of some. These are the bummer stacks. Daryl Richardson, Jake Long, Chris Gibbons, Zach Stacy, we don't like to talk about. I have a whole fat stack of Nelson Spruce cards, because who didn't, the next Hall of Famer. Trey Mason, Marcus Roberson. Let's see here. Spruce, Nick Foles. Dude, this is really cool. I didn't realize I had so many of these still. Let's see here. Next year, we need a tight end and a right tackle, maybe a corner. We need a corner this year, my guy. I realize that everybody loves Akello. He's not currently here right now. And if he's back, I still think that we can get better there. So I don't know. Let's see here. don't think talent level will drop that much off of 26. You're right. It's not, the 26 is not where I'm worried. 27 and on is where I'm worried, man. Bradford. Another Bradford. Jenks, dude. Janoris Jenkins, that was my guy. I got his jersey in there. Rookie card for Bradford. Laurinaitis, Robert Quinn, Tavon. My guy, dude. Check this one out. Oshimago Watagwe, OJ. That's so dope. So dope. These are pretty cool. These kind of are together. A Goff and a Gurley. Pretty sick, pretty sick, pretty sick. Let's see here. Free agency is not over. You're absolutely right. It is also, like, I say it all the time when we're talking about stuff like this, that, like, I mean, when we're talking about how good we're going to be and compared to who, it's March. It's March, dude. Like, so, like, we have a whole draft class to get into, and also like post-draft free agents that might be hits. You know what I mean? Like, let's not forget that we got like Omar Spates as an undrafted guy last year. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of changes that can still happen. Can't believe we signed Chatarius Atwell for a 1 year, $10 million contract. I'm surprised by it as well. I will say that. The fact that it's guaranteed, I think, is what's surprising to myself. I think that that a 1 year, $10 million deal makes sense, but I felt like it would have been incentive based. But and Nathan, it's because we did talk about the Tutu contract early, so I'm guessing you're in later after that. I think that means that they have a plan for Tutu in this offense this year, more so than we've seen in the past. Because yeah, we've seen in the past that he has like 3 routes that are really, really good. He's either going in motion and then kind of doing a little bit of a wheel route. He's either doing a comeback, or he's kind of giving a little bit of shake and then going across. That usually comes from the left side. Anyway, not really important. But I am surprised by the deal, but I do think it tells us that the Rams do have some kind of plan for him. Yeah. So, and I don't know what this means. A 1 year fully guaranteed deal for Tutu. I don't know what that means about like what he'll mean, like what he'll be doing after this year. So I just think it is interesting for sure. This time of year where every team is, yeah, everybody right now is competable. That's a word. Don't think about it. Jimmy Kennedy, yo, fire. Another Holtz. Oh, here we go. Check that bad boy out. The Bulger and Holt combo there. That's cool. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Larry Clem, Cleveland Gary, autographed John Kelly. That's solid. Danny Amendola, man. Danny Amendola. The subject of my best fantasy football team name that I've ever had, Medulla Amendola. Dude, what up? Compton Mania. What's going on, dude? Deshaun, man. Welcome in, dude. 9 years, dude. We're celebrating. We're celebrating the life of Ram Showcase and the many years to still come for Ram Showcase. Paul says, do you think it was a mistake to get rid of Kupp? Maybe not. But players come and go. The Rams are forever. I do think that the Rams absolutely are still sitting in a position to fight for a Super Bowl this year. I do think we are absolutely one of the better teams in the NFC. Not only should we win the division, I feel like the way that the offseason's been going for the other NFC West teams, it does feel like saying the Rams are going to win the NFC West doesn't feel like it's that insane to say. I would say after that the Rams have had themselves a decent offseason, and I just don't think that the chances of being able to compete for a division title, a conference title, and a national, like an NFL title would be the fact that of cups here or not. I don't think it hinges on that. So yeah, that's ultimately it, man. I think that's kind of how I feel. Was it a mistake? Maybe it was. Maybe he is still really, really, really good. But this football team in LA, they're gonna be good no matter what. So dude, even more, so many more, dude. I don't know how long this bad boy is gonna go, but it's still got wheels and it's still pumping, so we're good, man. Heck yeah, dude. Anybody want to hop on as well? Feel free. You can join the stream here. I'm still going with my stack of cards. There's not that many left. I don't have that many. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Cooper Kupp, start one, bench one, cut one. I will say, and I'm not gonna. I will play your game. I'm not gonna say that. But I hate this game because if I bench one, I still have him. I can just play him still. So what's the point of benching him? He's right there. Hey, get in. So just keep 2 and cut 1. That's all you're saying. Let's see, Torrey. That's almost impossible. But I'm starting Torrey and benching Bruce and cutting Kupp. That's what I'm doing. And simply because when you're asking a 33-year-old this question, and Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, that combo is one of the combos that made me fall in love with the sport. The guy who got me to fall in love with the sport was Marshall Faulk, but getting over and then seeing Torrey Holt play and seeing Isaac Bruce play, dude, I was thrilled. And yeah, Marshall Faulk was the reason I started watching the Rams and started getting into football. But Torrey Holt was the reason I use that term so loosely, that I played wide receiver in high school. He was so exciting to me, man. His hands was just like this. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, that if you could put it near him, that he caught it. And I would say that, that was my biggest, like, I want to be like Torrey kind of thing, is how I kind of felt when I was growing up and stuff like that. When I was really young and getting into football and stuff, it's like, I want to play like him. And I just remember, watching those videos where after practice, he would catch 100 balls on the jugs machine from a guy named Joe. And I just remember that if he dropped one, then you had to buy the dude lunch. And stuff like that. So I was like, I just took that so serious, man. Like, I remember just watching Torrey Holt in like some off-season program stuff of him just, going to the facility. There's not many people there, and him just doing his stuff and how hard he was working, man. And I just got fired up by it, man. And he was just one of my favorite players for sure. Torrey Holt, and some of the catches he made, man, it's just so exciting, man. I have such vivid memories of watching some of his catches where you're just like, what? And kind of like we're getting right now with Puka, man. So I think it's absolutely awesome. Yeah. So I would say cut Kupp, but also just because if I have to pick one, then I'm just gonna any of them, any two are good to keep. But the game of cut bench or start bench Kupp doesn't make sense to me, just because you just bench him. He's right there. Just get in here, man. Like, you're good. So yeah. Next we hear from Paul. I said that like we're doing fan cases. That's funny. What do you see as the Rams' biggest draft need? Biggest draft need, I would say, would be some help on the front seven in the form of an inside linebacker. Also, we could use some secondary help in the form of a cornerback. I do think the Rams do need some help on the outside at the corner spot. I think that D-Will and Akello, whether Akello comes back or not, by the way, is still like not for sure. And I would guess we've gotten to March 16th and he is not, we've heard nothing from Akello. Probably just going to not be a Ram if I had to guess. But I would say that the Rams do need to get better at the cornerback spot. Too many times where a ball was getting launched deep and I was just a little bit too nervous about it. You know what I mean? I like to run off vibes and emotions. Okay. And I feel like if you watch this show a lot, you know that. That's kind of, I go off of feeling a lot. And there's one of those things where like Matthew Stafford, or I talked about this with Jared Goff a lot, where Jared Goff would hit a deep ball and just his body language on launching the ball, you knew if it was going to be a touchdown or not. His body language as he's throwing it, he'd be a little bit more timid, a little bit more turning his torso if he was a little bit more hesitant, and then that was going to be a bad ball, but he would just launch that sucker and just kind of put it more of a hip turn when it was going to be, when he was confident with the ball. And I don't know if that's just me or if I'm just making stuff up. All right. But there was something about it where you could just feel that it was different. And last year when somebody would launch a ball deep on us, I was nervous about it. Every time somebody would just rear, and I hate it too, because you're watching on TV, you don't know what the hell it looks like down there. And I hate that with my whole heart. But when somebody would launch that ball, my brain goes, oh crap, somebody got burned. That was like my first thought. And I don't know if I'm alone there, man. So I would say the Rams do need to get better at corner. And it's for that reason, because of my vibes. All right. No, you do not have to turn on your camera if you join. You can totally just chat with me. They're totally fine. Let's see here. Getting rid of Kupp, one of my top 5 favorite player, open up the offense more. with different player types. Have we had player types like Devontae Adams in the McVay era? I hate that I can agree with the cut. Yeah, that's the thing too, man, is that like, first of all, let's not pretend like this Rams team has like, we've made mistakes blatantly. Jonah Jackson last year, that was a mistake. We didn't need to bring him in, stuff like that. We've made mistakes. But I think that it's important to realize too that we're pretty damn good every year now. So like, I don't know. Maybe I still have not forgotten before 9 years ago when Jeff Fisher was hanging around and stuff like that it was just rough, dude. Like before Scott Linehan, Spagnuolo, you know what I mean? The list goes on of those bummer coaches. But yeah, I don't know. We're still good. So I think that there's a little bit of like, yeah, we cut Cooper Kupp and we all really love him and stuff like that. But like, hey, we're still a really good football team. We'll probably be in the playoffs, dude. And I feel like the Seahawks won't. So I don't know. Take that for what you will. Whatever you need to take from that, take it. That's fine. Yeah. Have we ever had a player like Devontae Adams though? I mean, I guess I'd want to know what you mean by that. What do you mean by a player like Devontae Adams? Because, I mean, Puka and Cooper play very similar. But if I'm not mistaken, Devontae Adams and Cooper Kupp are like the same height and weight. So I can confirm that real quick. Let's see. We're just going to Google these dudes. I was going to Google. We're nailing it today. Hell yeah. Okay, we're going to go to a different place. Let's go here. Yeah. And yeah, we're saying linebacker for the draft need here. And I tend to agree with that. I think that inside linebacker is going to be the most critical as far as, draft needs, but also you can never go wrong with offensive line depth. You can never go wrong with adding like a solid weapon at the wide receiver spot. You can never go wrong with adding a rotational pass rusher, stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways to be fine still. And yeah. Did that make sense? Did that make any sense? Either way. All right. We've got a guest coming in here. Let me pop up my my ridiculous thing here real quick. We're fancy over here. And we're bringing in Nathan. What's going on, dude?
Hey, everybody.
Nathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, wait. Oh, my bad. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Hello.
Sorry, I set my settings all weird. My bad. What's up, dude?
Hello.
How you doing, dude? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Nathan? Can you hear me? Okay, I guess maybe. Nathan, are you there, man? Okay, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it in a bit. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Okay, he can't talk. He said, "That's fine, man. That's fine." Okay, I don't know what happened there. Actually, let me put this one back up. This one's got a clean vibe to it, man. This is actually giving me some ideas for my graphics for next season, by the way. Season 10. Season friggin' 10. Can you believe that, guys? That's so nuts. That's wild to me. Not 9 years doing this thing, man. I don't know what happened, Nathan. I could hear you. I heard some giggles. Let's see here. Why is it so hard to find a height and weight? Jeez. Okay, here we go. 6'2", 207 is what Pro Football Reference has Kupp at, and we're gonna go Devontae Adams. So 6'2", 207, and we're gonna go 6'1", 215. So Cooper Kupp is taller than Devontae Adams, but 8 pounds lighter. So yeah, interesting. We're gonna try Nathan again here, man. Hold on. Let's try. Boom. What's up, dude? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's
Hell
up,
yeah,
Sheriff
dude.
Joe Bags?
What's going on, dude?
Nothing much. Just wanted to come on my favorite streamers, live stream.
I appreciate you, man. What's up with your picture here, man? Are you a Packers fan?
No, that's just my favorite player.
Okay, dude, fair enough, man. He's dope.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Dude, what do you want to talk? I want to talk about buttered sausage. Sorry, I can't help myself.
No,
okay, how about this, man? So where were we at here? I want to get back to the comment section here.
Hey, chat, can you hear me?
What?
Type in the chat if you can hear me.
Oh, I think, yeah. Everybody should be able to hear you. I think, unless I'm just crazy and sounding a one-person conversation here. Let's go draft needs, man. So the conversation's been a little bit of, linebackers been commented. That was my first comment, but I also mentioned corner as well. How's your vibe on the cornerback situation with the Rams right now? How do you feel?
Okay, so, it's hard not to think about 3 years ago with Jalen Ramsey holding down the number one
Straight
spot.
Up. So sick.
It's like when you have that, you're like, okay, that's one of the best position players at that position. Like we'll be good there, and then like we'll fill in the spots with Darius Williams and David Long Jr. We felt good, but now it's like, okay, we don't have a number one guy.
Yeah,
really. So,
So that's what you're feeling?
I feel like we should go. If you can get a number one corner, someone like a Jalen Ramsey, I say go do it. Immediately.
You know what? I absolutely agree, and it actually there was that thing that was tugging on some heartstrings unnecessarily, and it came out of nowhere for me, dude. It was that Jalen commented on something for Devontae Adams, saying like something about like dude, you're going to a great place, man. You're blessed. Like, and it's like, dang, man. It's like, oh, we shouldn't have gotten rid of him. That's exactly how I felt like right away. It stabbed me in the heart, man. It's like, oh, I miss you, Jalen.
And it's like, who did we get back from Hunter
Long in a 5th round pick?
Stuff like that.
It worked out. Hunter Long's a Jaguar now, so
I know. We definitely stole one away from the Dolphins there.
It's absurd, man. Absolutely absurd. That's so funny.
Something else is like Deebo Samuel going to the Commanders for a 5th rounder. It's like,
yeah,
stuff like that is just like a small tale of what they're really doing in the front office. Like, you don't get rid of one of your best guys for a 5th rounder if you think you're going to win this year.
It's a good point. I think that the 49ers are in a situation right now, like watching them kind of, I said this on the last episode of Ram Showcase, which was, I think that they are at least acknowledging that they need to adjust their window. And I think it all hinges on this year and what that contract looks like for Brock Purdy and how he performs this year. Because if they give him that big deal and he's not getting it done, they have to start over. They have to scrap it and start over. And I think with that would come the possibility. Oh, hey there, bud. My cat's freaking out in here. I think that would bring it with the possibility of a new regime, of moving on from Lynch and Shanahan. If Brock Purdy isn't a hit, I think that's such an important spot that they're in right now, that them paying this deal that they give to Purdy and whether or not he's good in a couple of years, I think it's their careers, I think.
Yeah, I just don't see Brock Purdy falling off anytime soon. I mean, he did it a lot last year with like very little, so I just don't see it.
I disagree. I don't think that they looked good at all.
Yeah, I mean, to some extent, yeah, but you didn't have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Debo was falling off. Brandon Ayuk I think he was injured or something. I'm not really sure, but I mean, I thought, I'll give you that. They had a bad, year, but
you mentioned there Debo. I think that's why they only got a 5th for Debo, is because he looks like he's fallen off. He looked like it legitimately looks like he took the hit from Nick Scott and is a different player now. Like you can like trace it back to then, and he's a new player now.
He is an Eagle killer. I will.
It's true.
Just put him on the Commanders and let him go to work on them for
good point, man. That's a good point, and I think that's just the move for Debo specifically, if we're talking from the Debo perspective, a player that I've always strongly disliked. He's in a really good spot right now from his perspective, going from the Niners to Washington, a team that's on like the last leg of their window to a team whose window just opened. So that's perfect. It's gotta be exciting for him.
Oh man, he I mean, people would want to sleep on him, but he's just getting started, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that Debo's the same player anymore. I think that you pair him with a scary Terry, and that kind of brings some excitement in there. And I do think that Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. I don't see the Purdy stuff, man. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid of like, oh, Brock's the man. Like I think he's been surrounded by a really damn good football team. And the second that some of his weapons went away, I think we saw exactly who he is, and that's a guy that can win only a couple of games a year.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that Brock Purdy is better than Jimmy G?
No.
Okay. That's where we like kind of butt heads. Is like, I think he's clearly shown he's better. He can.
Based on what?
Just like, his maneuvering in the pocket and his like.
He's more mobile than Jimmy G, but I think Jimmy G is just a smarter quarterback. I think he makes better decisions with the football. I think that he adjusts pre-snap better than Brock does.
It's tough to fight Jimmy G. His record's like 60-35 or whatever, but
yeah. Yeah, and also this is a part of what my difference is in that is just age and experience, because I think that Jimmy being more experienced than Brock, I think is a big part of it. But again, I don't see an it factor in Brock. And maybe I'm blind or maybe I'm biased, but
are you more afraid of the Cardinals then now than you would be the 49ers?
No, I'm never afraid of the Cardinals. No one's ever afraid of the Cardinals, dude. Are you kidding me, man? What are you talking about in here, man?
I mean, there has to be someone next up on there,
Honestly, in the NFC West right now, I don't think that there is a threat to the Rams. I think that going into the 25 season, I think that the Rams are the clear-cut division leaders. I think that this team is in a position to clinch by like week 15. I think that we're going to see that this year. So,
okay. I hope so. I'm praying for it.
And if I had to pick one that would be the competitor in that, I think I would go Seattle, but I also just don't see Darnold being able to pull it off.
Yeah, no.
So, but that would be the one roster wise, I would say Seattle, but I don't like I don't want to say I don't like their coaching. I don't love their coaching. They're still hard to assess as far as their coaching goes.
You don't really know what they are.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know their identity yet. I don't know their vibe. I don't know their identity. Like, what are they doing up there in Seattle?
The only guy I'm afraid of is, what's his name? Kenneth Walker III.
Yeah, he's a good player, man. They have good players. I mean, like, let's not forget that like JSN and Cooper Kupp plays like a pretty sick combo at wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, yeah, they'll be able to move the football, but I just think that when push comes to shove, you have Sam Darnold at quarterback. And I think that when it is important, he falls apart. So I'm not worried about them either.
So let me get to this now. Stafford, right?
Yeah.
Let's get back on the Rams. Okay. How many yards does he throw this year? Is he going another 4,000?
Yeah, I think that we actually see. What did he have this last year?
I think he had 3,600 or something around there.
I'm going to pull up the season in review. I want to see what he had this last year because I kind of want to adjust my pick on that. So let me see here. So he had 3,762. I'm going to say he goes over 4,000 this year. I think that the Rams offense will be a little bit different this year, vibe wise,
I mean, is he still the quickest to 50,000 and 60,000 passing yards? Like, is Stafford still that guy who's chasing those record books? I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, I mean, literally watch him play against the Eagles, man. Like, I know we people were making conversations about like, oh well, maybe it is time to move on from Stafford, and it's it's like, no, look at his last game in Philadelphia in the snow, like he was killing it, man. He was putting those footballs in some places that were absolutely absurd, and the issue being drops in a lot of those situations instead of the ball being placed absolutely flawlessly. It's like, no, Stafford's still the man, and when. The second the playoffs started, playoff Stafford was a thing, man. Like those 2 games, Philadelphia and Minnesota, Stafford was better in those 2 games than he was all year. He just turned it on, man. It's like he flipped a switch. I love it.
Yeah, that's nice. I think why people are saying let's get rid of him is because Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts, people like that. I think that they see these guys, and Lamar Jackson, they see these guys running around all over, and they want that. And I understand that, but I don't think you replace somebody who's been doing it, perfect, almost flawless for his whole career.
Yeah, I mean, he's a different style. Obviously, they like to kind of say he's like the last of the gunslingers,
Right.
And I will say, I talked about this too a few times, that I am excited for the prospect of Sean McVay going through the process of finding his quarterback via the draft or something like that. I'm excited for that prospect, but we have a guy that works right now, and I think that there's no reason to mess with success. But I do think it'll be interesting to see what McVay does at the quarterback spot after Stafford, I would say. Not after this year, but after Stafford, and what kind of player he goes for. Is it a guy? I think it'll ultimately come down to mentality, and it's not going to be a player type like mobile or gunslinger or anything like that. It's going to be a guy who just loves ball and wants to beat the crap out of people. You know what I mean? It's like, that's who we get. The Puka Nacua, Kobe Turner, like those are the kind of guys that we get. So I don't think it'll be a player type. I think it'll be a mental type for our next quarterback.
Okay. Well, I would like to get somebody who's 6'5", Josh Allen type, can run a 4.3 40. That's just me. I want the top prospect, physically.
I mean, fair, but
it's been shown
doesn't always equal,
right
production or anything.
And that's kind of, But this Joe Kim says Cardinals will be good the first 8 games.
Yeah, he's right. That's what they do. They open hot and then they just fall apart. So we've gotten used to that. They'll be fine for a couple games, but I think that that coach is still. I can't get over it, dude. I can't get over like the pew pew. The second I saw, I was like, "Get this guy's an absolute clown. Get him out of here." Like, he could have done anything after that. He could have saved my own kitten from a fire. And I would have been like, "You're still a total joke of a human being, man. Like, get out of here." I don't know why.
What about Duval?
Oh my god, dude, that was so funny. He's all Duval. It's like, oh man, it's like you emphasize the wrong, but it's so funny to me. What a dork, dude. What a dork. But what's also funny about Liam Cohen is that, like, I actually think that he's a decent coach. But maybe too, I just know more about him than I know about Gannon. So
I think it's funny how the NFL is copying Sean McVay's style, like with the Mike McDaniels and Arizona, and just people that have like that are high motivators. I believe that's kind of where the NFL is going. Look, Pete Carroll has a job; he's one of the best at doing that.
Dude, speaking of Pete Carroll in the AFC West, I just want to throw a shout out to for the AFC West having 4 Hall of Famers at head coach. What the hell, man? That's crazy. How do you get a division that stacked at coach like that?
So we have Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh, or no, Jim.
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, and Andy Reid. We have 4 Hall of Famers, dude. That's insane.
I don't know about Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. What do you not know about Sean Payton?
I don't know if he earned it yet.
He's been one of the best coaches for a long time. He's a total tool.
I don't know how the coaches work,
but great coach. There's a lot.
I don't know how coaching works for the Hall of Fame. It's like, do you have to win a lot, Super Bowls, or what?
I don't know. I like to think that the Hall of Fame is very much just like your impact on the game.
Well, then Mike Martz needs to be in there.
No positive impact on the game.
Oh man! Oh, Mike, you let us down, Mike.
Man. He really did, man. He was such a good OC, and then as soon as he became head coach, we just fell apart. Hey, we were good enough because obviously keeping enough players around for enough time got back to another Super Bowl. But man, just getting absolutely we want to talk about Sean McVay getting out coached by Bill Belichick in a Super Bowl. Yo, ooh. Mike Martz, man, like where's his? He's not catching any strays out here for getting out coached by Bill in a Super Bowl.
That's right. Well, that one's tough. I don't even know what to say. I don't think we blame Mike Martz. I think we blame the.
I think Mike Martz is exactly who we blame, man. That offense was not ready.
I think that's what it is. That we didn't score enough points. But the greatest show on turf.
We're ready for it, man. They came in just beating us up, dude. Just hitting everybody, just absolutely smacking us around, man. So, and that was after the Bucks did, or no, sorry, that's years later, because that's my brain just meshed years together. No, the Bucks beat us up, and then we still were able to pull it off against Tennessee. But the Patriots, man, they just roughed us up all day long. So I just think the adjustment wasn't made.
I think Sean McVay's is worse though, because he didn't score a single touchdown.
I mean, losses are losses, you know.
Tell me that one didn't hurt the most.
I mean, it did emotionally for me, just because I understood what was happening more. I was just older, because that first Patriots Super Bowl, I was only 11. So
right, I was like I think I was 9. I had my face painted and everything.
Damn, dude,
it was a brutal day.
That's tough.
And there was 2 seconds left on that clock when they made that field goal that they just ran out.
Yeah, there's nothing worse saying. Yeah, you're absolutely right too. Yeah, I remember like watching that again, being like, "Hey."
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to even watch any Patriot stuff, knowing that we started it.
We also ended it though. We also completed the cycle. We also, we fulfilled the prophecy or whatever, and we closed it up. And we were their first and last Super Bowl win.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know what that means, but we did it. We closed it out. Yeah.
I like that we ended Brady's career. Or no, we didn't end Brady's career, but we ended his playoff career.
Yeah, we ended his playoff career. And then I just remember that was so funny because when he announced his retirement, Jalen Ramsey was mad about it because he was like, dang it, man. He's like, his last touchdown is going to be Mike Evans burning me. Like, yeah, it's rough, man. And then he came back. He's like, all right, cool. His last touchdown's not going to be against me.
That was the craziest game. I thought for sure they were coming back.
That was a fun one. Yeah, me too. I was like, okay, crap.
They did come back.
Brady about it. Yeah, they did. Yeah, fairness. They tied it. Yeah.
And then we had that, amazing Cooper Kupp play. It'll be infamous in Rams history forever.
He's got Kupp again. That rings in my head.
I love that intro. Once I hear that, I'm like, there we go. That's what I'm talking. It just brings back memories.
I gotta try to change it. I don't know what to though. I gotta figure out. Season 10 is gonna be there. Gonna be some changes to the whole vibe of everything, but we'll see what happens. I was actually talking to some people the other day. I put it in the chat with Rams House and Payo time. Because my phone background was last year's phone schedule that the Rams made for their wallpapers. So it was the schedule, really? And on it was the picture of Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. And so I opened it. It was like, man, this is so funny. Like it's March and this is already like wildly out of date now. It's like it's a schedule for a season that's over. Cooper Kupp doesn't play here anymore, and Puka Nacua is wearing number 17. He doesn't even wear that anymore. It's like, this is so funny, dude. Like, the whole thing fell apart.
It takes 9 months, and the whole team is dramatically different.
Seriously, man. Yeah, now my background makes me look like an idiot. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So.
No, it's all right, man. As long as you have Cooper Kupp in a Rams uniform, he's That's legendary here. To me.
Feel so lame right now, dude. I changed it to just the weather. I was like, I don't even know what to do right now, man. So I have my background is just the weather right now. It's lame, but
oh no, I hear you.
I can make one. I think I'll just try to make one. So if anybody has any requests or suggestions, I'll make some background here. We can.
I want to give you credit for how much of a Rams fan you are, because during these years are just the toughest times for me.
I mean, it can be, man. But I'll tell you, it's I think that I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
To me, it's just because like what you had and you know what it takes, and like we're not doing that though. Like we spent the whole house to get the Super Bowl team that we had.
Yeah,
and even then it was barely enough.
That's true, but look at this last year, man. Look at where we ended, and
I'm happy with that. We were so close to beating the Eagles, so close.
Yeah, Absolutely. And so I went into that with, we just need minimal changes. We just need to adjust. We need to accumulate a little bit more talent, maybe find some better scheme fits and make another push. That's kind of how I felt. And I don't think that we need to do it like we did Super Bowl 56. I just don't think it's the same energy needed for this season. It does feel to me very much like the Eagles, Commanders, Rams. That's it. Those are the NFC teams. And if we can get past those
the Lions and the Vikings,
you know what?
15-2 last year.
Vikings, I don't know. That's a one-off, dude. That I don't. Until we know what their quarterback situation is and it is solidified, no, they're not in the conversation. You have to know that your quarterback's legit to be in this conversation.
Their head coaches was our defensive coordinator.
The Lions?
Yeah, no, the Vikings.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I thought you were talking about the Lions. Yeah, but well, either way, man, I unless you have a quarterback, because we don't know if they do or not. But unless we know that for sure, you can't be in the conversation of relevant teams.
What if Aaron Rodgers goes there?
I would say that they'll be a good team then, but I just don't know if they're fighting for a Super Bowl.
Okay. And the Lions, what would the Lions issue?
The Lions, I just don't think they have it in them, man. I think that I think they waste their energy all year. I think that they are ready to play in a Super Bowl in week 1. And I think that that's where the Rams are a better run organization than them. I think that the Rams understand that you don't have to be Super Bowl ready in September. You just need to start stringing together some wins, start putting it together. And by the time, if you're decent and cohesive as the season ends, then you're going to be in a good spot. And I think that the Rams showed that. I mean, we were one play away from beating the Eagles, which means who knows what happens in the NFC Championship game. I would personally take a McVay-Stafford combo over the Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn combo in that NFC Championship game if it's myself. So I do think that the Rams could have gone to the Super Bowl if Bo Limmer looks right instead of left. But I think that the Detroit Lions, they entered the playoffs and they're just like, I know that they beat us last year, but I was a 1-point game. And it also did seem like the football gods were just not going to let the Detroit Lions lose that game, right? So, and I think that they just kind of wore themselves out. And I think we saw that again this year.
Okay. That's fair. So you have a little bit more of a, let's say, higher grade on the Rams than I do at the moment. Okay,
yeah, possibly. I would say I think that I like the Packers more than I like the Lions going so far. And we're in March. I think that that's a caveat on every single comment I make is it's March and things can change. My opinions are always subject to change. So
I just don't think the Packers are it because they don't have any receivers really. I mean, I
don't hate their receivers. I know that they don't have top end guys, but I like Dobbs. I like Watkins.
They lost Jair Alexander. I think he's leaving.
Yeah, but he's been pretty hurt. He hasn't even really been playing that much. We've got some really good secondary players still.
We're like 1-6. I'm a Packers fan, low key because Malik, but they're 1-6 against playoff teams too. Like they just.
That's true.
They couldn't beat.
They didn't do great against playoff teams last year. We were one of them that they beat, but that was also before bye, which means that was not the real Rams.
That's right.
Those are imposters, man.
Yes, sir.
I was at that game. I was so sad. Oh man. So
it's been fun, Joe.
Okay. I'll let you get out.
Go ahead. If you have more.
Well, I was just going to ask you then, because it kind of seems like we do have some differing opinions. I want to see if you had to guess right now in March 16th, if you had to give me the 4 teams that are going to be playing in the conference championship games this year.
I got to say, on the AFC, it has to be Ravens and who's coming up over there? Someone, not the Chiefs. It can't be them again. I just don't see it coming, but maybe the Ravens and the Steelers or something.
Steelers. Interesting. Okay.
I think DK Metcalf is just a monster. And then what do? You can't double him and George Pickens. That's going to be tough.
Who's throwing them the ball?
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I think that's so important. I think that Cooper Kupp, like is in a weird spot because he's going from Matthew Stafford to Sam Darnold. I think that hurts him. You know what I mean? Like he's a great player, like that hurts. But like, yeah, it's like, yeah, Pickens. I like Pickens. Metcalf is, he's super athletic. But when you don't have a quarterback, I mean,
no, that's probably right. You're probably right there.
Yeah, that's tough. And I feel the same way about Minnesota. Is it like, yeah, you can have all these sweet weapons, but like, what if the guy who's throwing them the ball is a bummer, So
I just think they have something in plan if they're going to let Justin Fields walk.
Well,
I think they have something that, maybe they go up and get Cam Ward number 1 overall because the Titans don't need a quarterback, even though everybody says they do.
What? The Titans don't need a quarterback? What are you talking about?
I'm a big Will Levis guy because Will Levis beat out my guy, Malik Willis, in Tennessee. They made it so abundantly clear they don't need a quarterback. They traded him for a 7th-round pick, middle of the season.
Man, I don't know.
I know it looks bad now, but Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions his first year.
I mean, Will Levis is not Peyton Manning, my guy.
He's been learning from Peyton Manning.
That does not mean he is the same person.
No, but he's gonna take it seriously, and he's gonna be fine.
He's not even gonna start this year, dude.
He may not start right off the bat, but he'll get some games in.
Nah, he's probably my projection of Will Levis is, I'll give it to you right now. Somebody's gonna get drafted real high from Tennessee.
Sure.
They're gonna start because
they're gonna lose.
No. Well, yeah, because they're Tennessee, but Will Levis, I think, gets traded. I don't know if that's during the season or after next season, but I think that he's
blow my mind
pretty quick.
It would blow my mind.
Why?
Because, like I said, they had Malik Willis. They say, no, we're good on him. We have our franchise guy.
That's not what trading Malik Willis says. Go on.
I get it, but it's like you didn't even give him a chance, though, Malik. So it's like,
also, were those conversations? I want to know what the conversations were. Was Malik like, "Yo, get me out of here"? Like,
no,
was that a thing?
I don't think so. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I think it was Tennessee was like, look, we got Mason Rudolph as a backup. He's closer to Will Levis's prototype. And if Will Levis gets injured, we'll throw a Mason in there.
Interesting.
I think Brian Callahan's job's on the line. He's going to want somebody who knows the system already. He's not going to want to go with a rookie because Will Levis was basically a rookie last year. You can't get anybody on the line.
I think that would help my case for why he would want to get a rookie.
No, because you want to win.
Yeah, but if you get a rookie quarterback, that could buy you some time. You may not get fired mid-season if you get a rookie quarterback because you're still developing.
I get that, and maybe that's the way they'll go. I just think Will Levis is going to be fine. He's a great quarterback. I don't know what you guys are looking at.
Dude, his throws, man. What are you looking at? We look at him play football.
He has the worst offensive line in the league and the worst receiving core.
Oh, man, that's so funny. Yeah. Tennessee is not a good football team. We agree on that, but also it's not like Will Levis is making plays out here. Like if only he had talent around him. It's like no.
He made some plays. He had 16 touchdowns or something.
Oh man!
Just remember, Jared Goff went 0-6. Jared Goff went 0-6 in his first games.
Yeah,
didn't win a single game.
But also, Will Levis is not going from Jeff Fisher to Sean McVay in 1 year to another.
Okay. I don't know. I just don't see it.
I'll tell you what I don't see.
With Cam Ward or Shador Sanders?
What about him?
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. What were you saying?
I was just saying, like, you can't replace a 6'5" gunslinger who can run like a truck with some small quarterback like 6'1", 6'2".
I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on how you want to run the offense and stuff. I don't know. I would say if I was Tennessee, I would go Cam Ward over Levis 1,000 times in a row. Not even thinking about it.
Crazy.
If I can do that, then yeah, definitely taking Cam and not playing Will, Shedeur is an interesting one to me. I feel like Shedeur is media hype. But I do think that when the draft starts, he seems like the kind of guy who will fall in terms of what the media expects him to be drafted at. But I think that ultimately teams are looking at him and they're going to be going for other positions. I think that Shedeur falls further than people expect. That's what I'm trying to say.
Third round? Second round?
No. I think that he goes second, early second, because I think that break over day one, once day one ends, and if he's still not taken, because there also could be someone that creeps back into the late first. I don't know if he's up there, man. So I think that he's got that same vibe and energy to him that like of all those guys that seem to fall. So but I think that early day one, somebody will want to like over that night, somebody will be making some phone calls and make that call. So, but I think,
speaking of people falling, Will Levis was projected to be in the top 10, 92%, 92%, and he fell to the second.
Exactly.
He said exactly
my point. That's actually kind of helps my point on Will Levis.
I'll give you another one. Here's one that'll save
hold on real fast. That helps my point with Will Levis because the media means nothing to these guys in their projections. The teams, they know what they want. They know what they're looking for. Hype can definitely creep into those rooms, and that's where you can see a guy get taken like that. But there's a reason he fell when the media said that he was a top 10 pick. Go on.
Okay, so this is the stat. There were 767 teams that would lose when they were down by 14 points or more with 3 minutes left in the game.
Okay.
767. That was the streak.
Uh-huh.
And you know who broke it?
I'm going to guess you're going to say Will Levis.
Will Levis and the Titans against the Dolphins. Monday night.
Law of averages, man. That thing's going to happen eventually, dude. You're not... You're not going to get this
like 767 games and you get a comeback in 3 minutes and 14 points. I don't think you leave that. Like, how could you leave that? I mean, that's like seasons of work.
And Texas A&M wasn't the clear-cut top team. What was that now, 7 years ago? But they had that crazy comeback with like 45 seconds to go in the tournament in the second round, and they were not nowhere near the best team in the league. Like I could use that. Like, no one's come back from 16 down in 45 seconds in basketball either, but they weren't that good of a team. It just something happened. Something amazing happened. Amazing things can happen, and I love that.
Well, we'll see. Like everybody's telling me what you're telling me is like, you need to give up on that guy. It's just like there's something about the guy who beats out my favorite player at the position.
And I'll say this: I'm not ever going to tell you how to be a fan. I'm not telling you to give up on your dude. You're talking to somebody who is still to this day, a very big Darian Kendrick fan. I supported Christian Roseboom all season. I'm not going to tell you.
He's number 6, right?
Hell yeah, he is. Well, no, number 1. Tomlinson is number 6. He's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah, number 1, DK.
Yeah, I always liked him for his last. What was it, Kendrick or something?
Yeah,
I was like, that's like Kendrick Lamar.
I think he's better than he gets credit for, and I realize that he does take a lot of risks. But also, I think in the world of the social media, I think that's what's burning him. Because like back when like Janoris Jenkins was killing everybody, man. I think that he would be getting the same level of hate as Darian Kendrick if Twitter was as popular when Jenks was playing, because Jenks also was taking a lot of risks too, and he got burnt a lot, but he also had like 1 billion touchdowns. So I think the DK's risks have not paid off as well as Jenks's risks, but also DK is very, very raw. But I think that ultimately everybody only judges him based off of his bad plays, but he has so many plays where he absolutely locks somebody down, but we don't see that because the ball is going to the other side of the field. And it's like, that's a bummer because he only gets the attention when he gets burned. Makes sense. It's like an offensive lineman, but
I don't know about his ball skills. Like when that ball's in the air, he kind of seems like he's a cone. But what do you feel about the Kitchens guy who got that pick 6 for like 100 yards or something?
I really, really like the way whoever is doing our scouting for secondary players, I am a fan. Even like Jalen McCullough, but Cam Kitchens, man, I really like Cam Kitchens. I think that
is it Kitchens or Kimchens?
Kitchens with an N. Kitchens is awesome, man. I really like him. I think that his coverage skills, man. I just think he's so smooth with it. He just doesn't seem to be in a wrong spot very often. And I think that he makes quarterbacks make other decisions. You know what I mean? Like the way that he'll drop back, he'll force the quarterback to go underneath and stuff. And that kind of stuff is huge, man. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of our safeties right now.
Would you rather have him or Kyle Fuller?
I'm good with Kinchins. I mean, yeah, we can improve at any position. We don't have the best player, I would say. Maybe we do.
Well, Byron Young gets the nod. Byron Young, he deserves to play.
What do you
like? He deserves to be. He's like top 10 at his position. So like he's a lock.
I think Jared Verse is already better than Byron Young.
Or that's who I meant to say. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
But yeah, Jared Verse, and then
he's incredible, dude. Like straight up, dude. He's top tier already. And Puka is one of the best in the league for sure.
There you go, Devontae.
Yeah, so we got some really good guys, but I would say that 90% of our positions we could in theory get better at. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm just wondering for receivers, like you have two. That DeMarcus Robinson, he's still on our team, right?
No, he's dead to me now. He's a 49er.
So we re-signed him to get rid of him?
No, we didn't re-sign him. He left via free agency to the 49ers.
I could have swore it was a 2-year contract we gave him for like $15 million.
Nope. D-Rob's a Niner.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'll miss his celebrations. That's for sure.
Yep. He's gonna get killed by Cam Curl this year. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules, man.
Okay. While we're on this bright note, let me give you some names: Leonard Little, Grant Wistrom.
Oh yeah.
And just those two actually.
Okay.
Who would you rather have?
Oh man, I know that Leonard Little has a little bit of a history that has torn the fan base on his support. But I love Leonard Little, man. He was so exciting to me, man. So I think that body type as just like a lanky edge rusher, I was fired up about. Like I liked like the Julius Peppers kind of styles like that. So like Leonard Little, the way he had the neck roll too, I just think he looked so cool out there, man. I'm a big Leonard Little guy. I was always a really, really big fan, but definitely nothing negative to say about Grant Wistrom. I mean, he was awesome too.
Okay, Robert Quinn or Leonard Little?
Oh, that's a good one, man. Chris says Grant all day on this one, by the way.
Grant Wistrom, there we go. Love for 98.
I'm gonna go with Quinn, man. Give me Robert Quinn with the Bernie, man. Oh, that's good stuff, man. Hell yeah.
I'll miss that guy.
Oh man, he's not doing great right now. I think he just got arrested for something, but
yeah, you hate to hear it.
I know.
It's like Trey Mason,
dude. Seriously, man. Oh yeah. Where's that? I got this one. Was it right here?
Trey Mason.
Where was it?
I think he ran away from somebody. He was running away from people. And
dude, he was straight up. He was on a 4-wheeler running away from the cops. I saw there was dash cam footage of it, man. He was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, so I don't know.
I love Trey. I thought he was going to be our guy for like years to come.
When he had that 89-yard TD run in St. Louis versus the Raiders, man, I was like, yo.
Everyone popped up against the Raiders that day.
Yeah, we were already smoking. I think that put us up to like 45 points.
Yeah, we needed that after all those years. We needed that, man.
Oh yeah, that one felt good, man. Yeah.
There's nothing better to me though than that Seattle victory we had when we beat them 3 times in the playoff.
Oh, dude, that was great, man.
That was the best thing ever.
Beating them 3 times. Yeah, that was so smooth. And then I just remember the next week, man, I was so fired up going into that game against Atlanta. And I was like, man, Michael Vick, Duck, they got nothing on us. And we got absolutely torched. 47-17, I think it was.
That's the Allen Rossman game.
Man, yeah, that was tough, man.
You know, I was at my friend's house, and he was a Falcons fan, and I had to sit there and endure.
I will not watch a playoff game with the opposing fan. I can't.
That was the first and last time I've ever did it.
Yeah. No, I can't do that. I'm not doing it. I have a hard enough time watching with opposing fans in the regular season. I don't want to do it for a playoff game. It's like one of our seasons is ending today. I don't know. We don't need to be hanging out for this.
Yeah. I give you props that you actually go to the games and you like hang out with the people and stuff. I'm more of a closet Rams fan.
Why?
Just because I don't know. I don't have the money to go do all the things you're doing. That's one. Number two is hey, well, you're doing it, so that's all that matters. But
tomorrow, Joe's problem.
All right. That's kind of how the Rams are looking at it when we win the Super Bowl.
Straight up, I'm kicking that can down the road, dude. Credit cards are sick.
All that money we paid Von Miller, whatever, you know. All those draft picks, it doesn't matter. I was okay with it, though. I'm okay with that. When you have somebody like Aaron Donald, you got to go all in.
Might as well, dude. Might as well. Because straight up, like, you look at the 21 Rams and the roster that was, we now have that forever. And it's like, yeah, it sucks. Cooper Kupp leaves, Aaron Donald retires, some of these other guys get cut and stuff like that. Jalen's gone, stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, but that doesn't go away. Like the season that Cooper Kupp had for the 21 season, where you take the regular season and the playoffs, all of that together, I mean, it's just absurd, man. Like, I mean, but it doesn't go away. It lasts forever. That ring stays forever. That whole season lasts forever. Matthew Stafford showing up and hitting Van Jefferson for a bomb for the first touchdown on the third play of his Rams career.
That's when I knew we were going to win it.
Dude, that was it. Right there, dude, that touchdown happened, and it was like, oh, this is going to be one of those sick ass years. Okay. It was like in my brain, Thunderstruck started playing. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, this is going to be so good. So yeah, it was like, that was it, man. Like, it was like, okay, no, this is different. And that does not go away. That lasts forever. And I'm still straight up, I'm riding that wave. And I don't care if anybody's with me on that or not. Like, I know that there's some of us that feel like it's Super Bowl or bust every single year and stuff like that. And yeah, you want to go in and we want to win the Super Bowl every year, but you're not gonna. All right. And I like the ups and the downs of it. I like when we have a down year, because you get to get that story of building it back up. If you're always on the top, you don't ever get that, like that awesome, like we got this year of that, like, hey, Rams are trying to turn it around, and that storyline of like, oh, we need to keep on winning. We're trying to stack it together. So like that, I love all that stuff. So man, I'm just kind of here for the whole ride of it. But the fact that like, yes, it sucks that people leave, but that lasts forever, and it's absolutely badass. And so yeah, it's just there.
And that's why it was so important to win that, because we needed those players to be immortalized forever. Yeah. Like Aaron Donald was going to retire sooner or later. He had to have a moment.
Absolutely did, man. He had to, like, just you could tell that after that happened, it was different for him, especially. It was like he did it. He did the thing. You know what I mean? I felt that way. I'll say that on my own podcast. That 22 season was hard because I had covered this team for so long, and the whole idea was going in every year, like, how can this team win the Super Bowl? How can we win a Super Bowl? How can they go to the Super Bowl? And then made the Super Bowl, lost, and then so it was like, okay, now we got to get over that hump. We got to get over that hump. And then did just a couple years later. And then I really did, like, it was like, what now? And that's why I'm here for the ride, man, because that's when I realized it, of like, oh, it's fun no matter what. Even if you don't win at all, like, I can still go out to LA with Chris and have an absolute killer time at the tailgates no matter what. Like, that still exists whether the Rams win the Super Bowl or not. Chris, by the way, is saying right here, let's get you out here, Nathan.
Yeah. I don't know about that, Chris. I mean, I live in San Diego, so it wouldn't be that much, but
that's not even crazy, dude. We're trying to, once the schedule comes out, man, I know me and my group out here in Colorado, we're planning a trip out, man. If I'll tell you which one we're going to, and if you feel so inclined, tag it.
Maybe in a couple years, guys. I got to get my money up, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. It is so much, man. I will say that, like, going out, being from Colorado, it's already expensive out here, and you go out to LA to even just for a few days, man. It does take a little bit of a drain. So I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, but I was gonna say that for the Rams, it's just like, I thought this was the time where we could finally be on top for a while, instead of always being the underdog who comes back. But I guess we were the god in 2000, in the 1990 to 2001 era. We were basically the top, so it just feels better when we're up there, so it sucks to, watch us fall a little bit, but I'm a Rams fan forever. That's for sure. It's just,
I don't know if we're falling, man. I feel like we're doing pretty damn good, actually. And I think ultimately I take that perspective as looking at the entire history of the Rams and the entire scope of that from 37 to now. This team's only had a couple of good spikes where they've been really, really good for a few years.
Right.
And this is already maybe the best era we've ever seen.
I think it is. It has to be.
It's
ever since Aaron Donald was drafted, really.
Well, and I would push it to the McVay era myself. But
okay, that's fine.
And not just getting back to LA, but 2017 to current times is like just a different animal for this Rams team. And I would say
8 years, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it coincides with a lot of Rams showcasiness, which is really cool. But
ever since we got Sheriff on our side,
yeah, exactly, man.
We're tearing this thing up.
I can't stop, otherwise we'll be back in the.
I know. It's like if you stop one stream, you're like, oh, it was Sheriff.
Yeah.
He didn't make that podcast.
Yeah, man.
By the way, I used to watch everyone when 2021. It's just because it was hitting so hard. I watched everyone all the way through.
That was a fun season, man.
I remember when Tutu Atwell leaked the jerseys. I was like, "Oh man, Joe is not gonna forgive him."
Oh, so man, I really did hold on to that for way too long. Now, because I felt bad, like right here on my backdrop is a autographed picture of Tutu Atwell.
Okay, hey, Tartavius.
I totally felt bad, man. I went a little hard on Tutu, so
it was the right year to do it though, because everybody else had their shit down.
That's true. I got my Tutu jersey in the closet. I got my signed poster over here.
Oh man, you're a bigger Tutu Atwell fan than I am.
Oh yeah, I'm a supporter now, man. I had to even it out, you know what I mean? Because I literally put out a video called, like, title was very simple: LA Rams wide receiver Tutu Atwell is a bust. Very simple title, very direct to the point. And then I saw an interview with Tutu Atwell where he said stuff like, he's like, yeah, I see a lot of like Rams fans, stuff like that. Like they say that I'm a bust and stuff like that. Like they post videos on like YouTube and stuff. He's like, so I just take a screenshot of that and I just kind of hold it. And I was like, oh no. I was like, that means Tutu Atwell's probably got me in his phone being like, this guy sucks, get him out of here. And he's like, I'm supposed to be a fan, I'm supposed to be a supporter, and he's sitting over here trying to prove me wrong. And it's like, no man, this is not the way I want to be a fan. And so I did kind of change it a little bit, because I was like, that's messed up, man. It's like, of all these guys, of all this stuff, whatever, I'm here to support, man. I got my boys back no matter what, man. Sean Mannion was the last true one of like the no, I hate you, get out of here, and everybody else is cool though, man.
I'm kind of trying to take that approach too. I used to be more of a, why are you sucking? Like, you better fucking do better or you're off my team. We'll cut you right now.
Yeah, I've been
but
there.
Not anymore. I get, like, you know, they're doing a job. If you're doing a job, you don't want to be harassed no matter what job you're doing. So
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, man, is we're supposed to be fans. And it's like, the ultimate thing is, what do I want from this? What do I want from Tutu? I want him to do well. So why am I going to trash him when he's not? I'm just here to support, man. It's like, I want him to go out there and crush people. So yeah, dude.
Yeah. Like, before it was like, Tutu, you better get your F together, man. Yeah. You better. And I think the Super Bowl really relaxed me, because I was in a state of anxiety. Like, come on, why are we so close, but we can't do it?
That'll get you, man.
That Packers loss was brutal.
It was super brutal, man. But yeah, that one was rough. That one, yeah, that was a tough one.
And it's like in the last,
didn't feel like it, you know.
We're down by 14 and this guy's throwing the ball away on third down and stuff, like to not get sacked. It's like, bro, you got to do more than that. You have to find.
I could talk about Jared Goff for a long time. I like Jared Goff. I have nothing negative to say about Jared Goff, but there was definitely a situation where I was like, oh, we're not going to win at all if he's our quarterback. Like, I like him. I don't hate the guy. He's a good quarterback and stuff like that, but he's not that guy. And I still think
he fought hard. He had a great run here.
Yeah, he absolutely did. But
broke his finger, played the next week in that Packers.
Yeah, absolutely. Game. Yeah. I mean, you got to respect that, man. I do have another guest coming in here, man. I know you were going to bounce out a little bit, so I'm going to bring him in.
Okay. I'll be around in chat.
Dude, absolutely, man. Thank you so much for taking some time and hanging out with me, man. I appreciate your time and chilling and chatting, man.
Sheriff Joe Bags and his audience, I appreciate you guys. You guys have, you don't know, I love the Rams, and it's nice to have an outlet. So Appreciate you. Thanks for letting me on, and hopefully I join here soon again.
Dude, absolutely, man. We'll try to get to some more normal like live stream stuff, maybe as the season creeps up and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely, you're always.
I'll change my avatar too. This is
please.
disgraceful. I tried to put Tutu Atwell on there, I couldn't. So,
dang.
But anyways,
yeah, get this mess out of here, man.
I'll see you guys
later, man.
Later.
That was Nathan. Nathan, man, that's. Fun conversation, man. That was a good one, man. Nathan's cool. Got to get him out to LA though, man. Got to get him out to a game for sure. That's definitely necessary. Yeah, and I'm not joking about that. It's it is financially stressful, but worth it because it's so sick out there, dude. All right, man. Next up here, another guest popping in. Man, this guy's been a long time supporter of Ram Showcase. I've done so many intros for this dude. I feel like I'm out of clever things, man. It's just, we'll just go with the classic, man. This is Edwin. Emphasis on the win. How's it going, dude?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Dude.
Thank you so much for that awesome introduction. Congratulations on 9 crazy, awesome seasons, bro. You're killing it. And, you really have no idea, like, at least, personally for me, and we've had discussions, privately where, I've kind of just told you like what you've meant to me, my personal life, and, just know that I really appreciate what you do. And on a deeper level, dude, a lot of times, like going through some personal stuff I went through, just knowing the fact that you're going to drop a Ram Showcase video the next day, like that got me through some stuff. So you mean a lot to me, bro. Appreciate you.
I really appreciate that, man. The support is definitely felt. Definitely not taken for granted at all, man. There's some times where my brain's like, oh man, I'm exhausted, or this is whatever. It's like, oh man, I gotta do this show. It's like, oh, I'm not ready for it or something. And maybe it was a rough day and I'm just not really feeling the vibe or whatever like that. And it genuinely is people like you where it's like, yeah, I can't let them not have the show, man. I gotta do I get like hyped up about it, man. So like I'll talk to you or Peo or something like that. And it's like, oh no, I'm feeling good, man. Like, let's do this, man. Even if I got to, put on a little bit of a mask for an episode or two, throughout the season. Cause this,
right.
Because, hey, life is crazy sometimes, man, but I do appreciate that, man. Like, the support is definitely very felt. So I genuinely appreciate it, man. It's, I love the fact that doing this show has not only started as an outlet for myself, to kind of just unload the Rams thoughts that are in my head, get to unleash them into the world. But I've been able to meet people like you who I've become friends with and stuff like that. So over the years and stuff. So, man, genuinely appreciate it, man. And fire up to have you here on my stream, dude. 9 years, man. That's crazy.
Fire up to be here, bro. And yeah, it's like just from where I first started watching you, right? To where you are now, like it's crazy and it's amazing, and love just being there for the whole ride, bro. Like honor the highest of highs, the lowest of low. Like I knew, like at the end of the day, like one thing was for sure: Sheriff Joe Bax drops a video before every game. Yeah. As you're pulling into the bar, you're like, all right, guys, last questions. I'm gonna go in there and fill my face up with beers.
Yes. I actually, I was thinking about that because I didn't do the pregame streams this year. I am thinking about bringing them back, but I do want to try to.
Dude, those are so fun. Those are so fun, especially when you would go in your car and you would start your car and then the freaking music, bah! You're like, oh, sorry guys. Blew out my drums a couple times, but it's okay.
That's so funny, man. Oh man, yeah. I heard that a bunch of times though from people this year. They're like, "Where are the pre-games, man?" So I want to try to figure it out though. I want to try to form them in a way that makes sense and can be a logical path to go from a pre-game stream with me into either just watching the game on your own, or if you are wanting to participate in a watch party, we'll get shipped over into Peo's stream. So that's kind of my goal with that. If I do bring back the pre-games,
can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I don't know how people can do like watch parties with Rams games personally.
No clue.
I like when the Rams are playing, dude, my freaking I can't eat. I can't go to the bathroom. I can't do anything but watch the freaking game, bro. I don't know how people can can watch and listen to commentary at the same time as the Rams, right? Like I just it doesn't compute in here, bro. Like I don't get it.
I truly don't get it. I don't understand how anybody does anything other than watch the game when the Rams are on. Like I don't text, I don't pull out my phone. I don't have I'm in the game. And there's even time people will ask me they're like, oh, I want to come watch the game with you, and I'm like, no, you don't. I'll be too intense. You don't I'm not a casual fan. Okay,
no,
I don't do.
Dude, my family and my friends know when the Rams are playing. Don't don't even try to get a hold of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't call me.
Yeah, I'm locked in, bro. Like I need to and they're like, how can you watch even though they lose? I'm like, because I'm there for every second of it. I don't care, dude. That's my team. I'm a ride or die guy. I love my Rams. You have no idea what this team means to me.
Legitimately. And it's kind of interesting. I did talk about this. I actually have another podcast. I don't know if I told you about or if you've seen this one. It is called Fanterrogation, and the first episode is my story. It's about fandom and how people get lost into fandom and how something can really just take you away. So I actually kind of tell my story and how I became a Rams fan in that. Actually, let me see if I can find. I'll find a link real quick to try to share it. But so it's my story about how I became a Rams fan. I feel like yours would be really interesting to hear as well, man. I would love to have you on for that show, actually. For the Rams specifically, because that's a really interesting perspective to get another Rams fan on there. I think that would be really fun. So we'll plan that out off stream to get you on an episode for that. But it's my story though is it kind of just talks about the fact that that the Rams, even if it was just for 3 hours a week, I got to ignore everything for a little bit and just kind of get lost into a different world at the time, which was the LA Rams.
And that's exactly what sports is, right? To just get lost into something that you love so much that no matter what you have going on, no matter what's happening in your reality, you can escape for those 3 hours, right? And just focus on something that you absolutely love to your core. Yeah, and I feel like that's so important because your problems are still gonna be there, right? Your problems are always gonna be there, but for those 3 hours, your team will provide you with the highest high or the lowest low. You know what I mean?
True.
But you're always gonna be there for every second of it. And I don't understand how I guess I do because I'm a Rams fan, but I feel bad for other fan bases that aren't Rams fans, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just feel like because the Rams have become part of my identity. People that meet me know that I'm a Rams fan. And living in Southern Oregon, dude, that is super rare. There's a ton of Seahawks, ton of Weiner fans, Raider fans, Cowboy, whatever, right? But I make it a point when someone actually tries to get to know me. Oh, my name is Edwin, and I'm a Rams fan. You know what I mean? That's part of me.
Yeah, exactly. You get it, man. I feel like I'm one of the only people that I know that that is something that's so tied to my personality. You are you are the person I tell other people about of you think I'm the only one like this? I'm not alone, man. You should meet Edwin.
We're out there, man. There's literally dozens of us.
Yes. Taking the world by storm, man. So fun. I was showing cards off earlier and I didn't get to this one, so I just wanted to put this one up here. That's assigned Aaron Donald and Marcus Roberson.
Bro.
Weird combo. Huh?
That is a weird combo. Oh, okay, I was just about to say that's a weird combo, dude.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that one off.
I have one signed Rams merch, and I'm gonna show you. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Probably too much. Oh, somebody stepped in it. Yeah, my autograph stuff is absurd.
You gotta reach up for it.
I gotta chill out, actually.
What
do we got? What do we got?
I got a signed Aaron Donald pop figure.
That's pretty sick, actually.
With the picture of him signing it in the back.
Oh, nice. Dude,
yeah, dude.
That's a really good one. That's my only Aaron Donald.
My prized possession.
Would be on this card. I never got one for myself.
Dude, that is so sick. And then I don't know if you have one of these, but I picked this up when I went to the Rams versus Detroit game, the first year that Jared Goff faced Matthew Stafford.
Uh-huh.
I got a replica helmet.
Oh, okay. I don't have I've got my one replica that's got you can kind of see here. I don't want to pick it up because it's I've got like headphones on it, so I got. And I also made one. I bought a helmet from like a used helmet place or whatever, and then I painted it and then put the horns on it. I bought the horns off eBay. So I just made that one myself, but yeah. And then I've got here's a mini helmet.
Oh wait, is that the one that was it the Jets fan that had to sign for it?
Yeah, that one's here. Yeah, he signed the box, not the helmet itself. But...
Why would you not sign the helmet? Why sign the box so you could never take it out?
I definitely trashed him on that on the podcast. So it's like, what the
Oh
heck,
no,
man?
dude! Like hell, especially from now you can't. Wait, are you a guy that keeps the stuff in the box, or do you take it out?
No, I take it all out. So I'm really upset about it, actually. I don't want to get in the damn box.
Dude, I still haven't seen Carl with his Rams helmet.
He will not wear this. Okay, he's not gonna wear it. It's even got holes for his ears. He's not.
Dude, that's amazing.
He won't wear it. My mom made this, and it's absolutely the coolest thing I own, I think.
Dude, it's freaking awesome.
Also, I'm thinking about giving one of these away on first episode of Ram Showcase or of season 10. First episode of season 10. I think we're gonna do a giveaway for one of these.
That's freaking sick. I think I don't know. Well, the only reason I remember is because you texted me about it because like I sent you a screenshot because I saw those patches and you're like, bro, I need to get me one of those. Yeah.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. Yeah, so I definitely loaded up. Yeah, I want to do a giveaway.
Yeah, dude.
I'm also considering doing like stuff like this and like doing signed stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. Trying to figure out how to be more fun with it and be able to get stuff to people. You know, because I feel like I haven't done it in a while. I feel like I used to do a lot of giveaways and stuff like that. I haven't in a while. I just need to unleash things. But not everything. Do
you still have your because I still rock my Ram Showcase shirt sometimes. Are you still doing that?
No, I actually pulled the shirts. Got one here. It was so funny that so many people asked me to get shirts. So many people were like, hey, you need shirts, you need merch, you need shirts, you need merch. I had them for well over a year and I sold 4. So, you know, it was like, all right, guys. Like,
well, I hope you know I bought one. I bought one.
Know so. I know I know where they're all at. I know where every Ram Showcase shirt is at.
I sent you that picture, right? When I went on my vacation cruise, I took a picture with my Ram Showcase in the Dominican Republic for you.
Yeah, man, that's so
I was like
hell yeah, man. So I got one up there with you. I've got one in Montana. There is one out in Iowa, and there's another one in Texas. There's not even any in California.
See, dude, that's so weird because I feel like you would be so popular if you were there.
I mean, I like to think so, but I'm not there right now. I can't wait. I want to get there, man. I just want to I just got to figure that out. Just move out there. Tuna, let's be roommates.
It's crazy to me. Like most of like the Rams content creators that I watch, they don't even live in California, dude.
Yeah,
they're from out of state.
Yeah,
which is awesome because I feel like it's easy to be a fan of where you're from, right? It's easy to root for a team of where you grew up or where you were born, but to be a fan of a team that you don't have any of those roots from, I feel like that's just like another tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I will counter that by saying it is very hard to be a Rockies fan every year. It's so hard. It's not easy at all.
Go Dodgers.
Being a Rockies fan is the worst thing I've ever done. And I've considered bailing so many times, but it's like, you know what? Nah, I'm here, man. It's like, if I'm not going to bail on the Rams when they were 1-15, I'm not going to bail on my Rocks, man. So I'll be all right. Like,
dude, mad respect, bro. Mad respect on that.
Yeah, I just can't just jump ship just because, like, whatever, you know. I will say, though, there is a little piece of me that's like, the ownership doesn't care, though. At least with the Rams, there was something about, like, it seemed like they were wanting to try to turn it around, but just didn't really know how. And then when Georgia died, then Stan was like, all right, let's figure this out. And then just kind of turned it around. So I'm going to say the worst sentence of all time. I need some deaths in the Rockies ownership. And then we can turn this thing around. Sell that damn team. Monforts have no business being in the ownership of any NFL or not NFL, MLB team. Get the Monforts out of here. Sell the damn team. Jesus Christ. They
should just do what the previous owner of the Clippers did and come up with some like racist crap that came out online, and he had to be forced to sell the team. And then there you go. You're good.
Do it, man. It's so funny because we know where their seats are, like at Coors Field, and they cannot get to or from their seats without being booed. And it's like, yo, that's your sign, dude. That's all you need to know. Okay, we hate you. Okay, get out of here.
Right? They're getting like the Dallas Mavericks. I know you don't watch NBA or basketball too much, but like Dallas Mavericks fans are hating the ownership right now, dude.
Oh yeah.
You like watch like pull ups on YouTube.
Yeah. As they should. That's so bad because, like, yeah, that's and the thing too. And I'll say this about this is the last thing I'll say about the Rockies. This is a Rams stream, but the Rockies are in a position. They have a city that will absolutely die for their sports teams as long as they're decent. They're out on you if you suck, but as long as you look like you're trying, you give some effort. The Broncos could be a 500 team. They're going to get die-hard support. As long as they're not winning 2 games a year, they're going to get die-hard support. The Rockies need to try a little bit. Be in the middle of the pack. Barely make the playoff. In the next year, you will have a hardcore fan base having your back. And so that's where I'm at. Stupid Rockies.
No, and I mean, and it's like, if you really think about it, dude, like if the Rams would have gone to a different city, not Los Angeles, I honestly feel like they would be more beloved, like more treasured, because Los Angeles has so much things going on. Our stadium still gets filled, like especially against the Niners, it still gets filled with the opposing team. You know what I mean? Like if they were in like, I don't know, Montana or something, I feel like those people would like fall behind the Rams way quicker than people in LA.
Yeah, probably. But I also just think that, I mean, being back for just the 8 years, 9 years, that the kids need to grow up being around it and stuff like that. And that's what'll happen is the kids who are 7 now, when they're 25, they will have this long history of absolutely loving this football team, and then they'll be the ones that are the hardcore fans. So I just think it takes time. That's all I think it is. So Paul, we'll bring you on here in just a moment, man. I see you sitting there. I see your eyes being all weird. It's Boy Green sitting in the waiting room here. So yeah, but he's got company too. Okay, we're gonna bring him in here. He's gonna join us here. Let me switch over here. I need to take this off. And we're going to bring in, this is actually one of the people who understood the beginning of Rams Showcase before there even was a Rams Showcase. Paul Boy Green is we were editors together on an NFL website or a sports website. We were the NFL editors together, and that was at the time kind of in a weird spot. And so we wanted to start our own podcast. Paul had started the Jet Zone. I started Ram Showcase, and we started Sports War Radio, the network that the flagship shows of Sports War Radio. And here he is, Paul Boy Green Eston, with some company here, dude. What's up?
Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Joe. I remember at the beginning of the show, because you've been on for almost 3 hours now. So hey, now,
Yeah.
You said like, "Oh man, what are all the things that have happened?" Some of you may remember the first episodes. I remember 2 less children ago at the beginning of Ram Showcase.
Seriously.
Story short, had a lot of sex and a lot of children. So thank you.
Nice, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
On the section of the children.
Thank you. So, 9 years, unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
So congratulations, first and foremost, man. It's amazing.
Enjoy it. They grow up really fast.
Yeah.
For you, Paul. Paul, you were just talking trash about your helmet.
All right.
I wasn't necessarily talking trash. I was just asking, like, why wouldn't you sign the helmet? And, you know, like the box is like, what if you wanted to take it out of the box?
It makes
You know
less
what I
sense
mean?
to me now that I've seen it in person. It makes less sense to me now.
Yeah, great questions. My fiance, so we went to the store. I was trying to find the one. Joe wanted a yellow one. And I'm like, all right, let me see. And the only choice they had was that one that Joe has in his hand. So I'm like, oh, well, okay. And so I bought it at the mall, brought it back home, and then I was about to take it out of the package and sign the helmet. And my fiance said, what are you doing? I'm like, signing the helmet. What do you mean? She said, it's going to be all squished. You have to put all that info on there. I'm like, I guess. She said, your handwriting sucks. I'm like, okay. So she said, right on the box. Okay, boss. And that's how it happened. So,
all right. Well, I mean, it still looks great back here, man.
Yeah.
It looks incredible, man. It's, it's a Rams helmet on a Rams backdrop. There's nothing bad about that. All right.
All the bets moving forward for everyone that challenges you to anything in your life, it's all just going to be mini helmets now.
100%. I absolutely love this bet. This is the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah, 100% of my bets now are mini helmets. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
can I ask you something?
They have to be on the helmet from here
I'll
on.
keep that moving forward. Right. Yeah. Hopefully that's the only helmet you get.
Yeah. What's up, Edwin?
I want to ask, you're a Jets fan, right?
Yeah. I doubt.
Okay.
I've seen a few games.
How do you think? How did you feel whenever Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams got together? Did you feel like your team was going to take it up a notch, or did you feel like, okay, he got Devontae Adams, but it's still going to be the same thing? How did you feel about that when that trade happened, when Devontae Adams came to the Jets?
Yeah, it happened after the Jets played their Week 6 Monday Night Football game against the Buffalo Bills. No one knew this. Devontae was already in New Jersey. He was just waiting for the game to be over for the trade to be official. But they lose that game. If they win, they're in first place in the AFC East. They lose, they fall all the way to the bottom of the standings, and they were 2-4. So it felt very desperate, to be honest. But again, maybe the tone changes, right? Because like I said, this trade was going to happen either way. So being in first place and getting Devontae versus falling in the standings, which is what they did, maybe it would have had a different tone, and who knows the ripple effects it could have had on the season. But I'm an optimistic guy by nature, so I said, okay, this is it. This is going to turn everything around. We're 2-4, but hey, we got Devontae now, and we only won 3 games the rest of the year. So, not ideal. Not ideal. It was a swift kick in the loins. But, yeah, now you guys got Devontae. I'll just tell you this, though, that I think Devontae has plenty of gas left in the tank. Nice. I thought he had solid production, obviously, with the Jets. He had that Jaguars game where he had 200 yards receiving in the final 5 minutes of the game. The craziest statistical game. Me and Joe, I think, talked about this because that was before the Jets-Rams game. And I'm like, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So I think he has plenty of gas left in the tank. So Rams fans should be elated. I'm sure it's troublesome time, for lack of a better word, with the Cooper Kupp stuff. But Devontae and Puka Nacua is going to be pretty nasty.
That was my next question, to see if, do you believe that now that Devontae Adams has a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, do you feel like Devontae Adams is going to have like a resurgent or like kind of like one of those seasons where like he reminds the NFL like, hey, I'm still one of the best wide receivers in the league?
And let's really think about it. So he's been on the Raiders. They suck. Okay, they haven't had a quarterback. And then even when he got thrown on the Jets, Jets roster 7 middle of the season and jumping all around. So if I'm a Rams fan, right? What was it? So technically March. So March he joins the squad a week later after getting cut for the Rams. He's going to have the full offseason to work with you guys to get the offense down and everything, all of that nature. And again, he's going to have Puka Nacua opposite of him. Again, I think Devontae, you're right, is going to remind people that he is a bad, bad man, an all-pro, future Hall of Famer, all those things. And yeah, Matt Stafford is going to have his choice, de jour of where he wants to go. If any opponent decides to double team anybody, Puka Nacua's like, cool. Devontae's like, cool. Everybody. I mean, they just go around the ring. When you have that kind of talent, the Rams should be the favorites. I don't know what the betting odds are. They should be the favorites in the NFC West. And the thing that I would say is they gave the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl, their best game of anybody. If they weren't playing in a bleeping blizzard, the Rams are the one that I think ends up winning the whole Super Bowl and everything. Sorry for the tough memories there, but they're the ones who gave it to them. The Rams were what, at the 30-yard line with a chance to win in the blizzard? I think the Rams would have run out of the building on a neutral field in a dome or something.
We're 15 yards away.
Ugh.
And that's the thing that like when people are like, oh man, you didn't make it, blah blah. I'm like, nobody thought we were gonna do anything this year. Everybody penciled in the 49ers like they always do. And it's like, why? I don't understand how people still doubt Stafford, right? People still like, oh well, he's older, he's gonna hit a wall. I'm like, dude, when has he hit the wall?
Yeah, I thought he was washed before the year, and then this year I'm like, whoa, okay. He quelled all of my concerns about anything and everything. He played awesome this year, and I'm like, man, okay, Matthew Stafford, everyone, and I'm sure I wasn't the only one, but everyone that overlooked him and said he was old and washed and all this other stuff. It's funny, the thing I love about Joe, and I guess this goes back to the show, is there's always chatter about gossip, about all kinds of bullshit. Oh, Aaron Donald's going to come back. Joe's like, no, he's not. Oh, my God, Sean McVay's going to join the Monday Night Football booth. Joe's like, no, he's not. Oh, my God, Matthew Stafford is going to leave. No, he's not. And Joe is just so Joe cool about it. He's so straight. The rest of the world is all, their hair is on fire. This is happening. This is happening. And Joe's just like,
and that is exactly, coming as a Rams fan, why I appreciate that from Sheriff Joe, because like, yeah, I watch other Rams content creators, right? And I see them like super. You're still my number one, man. You're still my number one. But like, I know he doesn't try to sugarcoat anything. Like, whatever's happening, I know I'm going to get 100% like the real truth from him, right? And I appreciate that. And
stop talking about me like I'm not here. I feel like I'm dead or something.
But I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate the honesty, and like and I knew, like, for me, as soon as like the whole news came out that Matthew Stafford, was talking to other teams, talking to Tom Brady, like they met up in Montana or whatever. I never had a doubt in my heart that he was going to be like leaving LA, like, because I listen to Kelly Stafford's podcast, and she is very much about Los Angeles. She loves it there. She loves living there. Like, I'm like, okay, Matthew Stafford, his choices are going to Las Vegas Raiders, Giants, and then some other teams, blah, blah, blah. Why would he ever leave a stable franchise to go get his ass beat and, going to the Giants for a few more, like, I get it, millions of dollars, but like, he's made so much money already in his career. He really wants to go out to New York and get railed.
No one's
every play.
To be honest, it
didn't make sense to me.
it did make sense for Stafford because, again, you mentioned Giants and Raiders both have picks inside the top 6, so that's not great. The only thing I didn't understand is when all this hoopla was going on where it seemed like the Rams were unwilling to pay him, I'm like, what is going on, Rams? What is plan B? What is it, Stetson Bennett time? Like, what the hell?
Plan B was always Jimmy.
And still to me, I don't know if you've heard different, Joe. I haven't seen what the new contract is. I haven't seen what the number is yet.
Nope. We have not. And I don't know what that means. Okay, let me ask you this.
It's like 30 mil.
Paul, let me ask you this, because from the outsider perspective, the fact that we heard of an extension, that the two sides agreed to terms, but the fact that we still don't have that, even though it's been a few weeks, what is your take on that and what that means that we have not gotten the numbers on the Stafford deal yet?
To me, again, I thought sometimes when you allow a guy to go talk to other teams, that sets the bar so he can return to your team and say, hey, here's where the money's at. Because it reported that Stafford's potential deal with the Raiders or Giants, if they would have worked out the trade stuff and everyone agreed to everything, was between 90 and 100 million guaranteed. So like a 2+ year deal. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, Rams, now you know where the line is. But the Sean McVay nugget I heard was basically that this new extension that they did is still a year-to-year thing, which would mean that Matthew Stafford still didn't get what he wanted. He wanted security. He wanted to stay with the Rams forever, it sounds like, but he just wanted hey, Rams, I already won you a Super Bowl. Give me the bag here. I stay here. You get your quarterback and workshop for everybody. So to answer your question, Joe, my initial was they just looked at each other across the negotiating table and said, this is best for both sides. Let's just keep doing this year-to-year thing, which is what it seems like the Rams want to do. They don't want to do a long-term commitment. They want to get a young guy in there, whoever that is, if it's a draft pick or a randomly Stetson Bennett. Maybe he's the guy that's developing behind the scenes.
No.
It sounds like to me that the Rams still got what they wanted, which Matthew Stafford on rental on a year-by-year basis, and they want to milk that out until Stafford decides to retire, or that the Rams themselves are the ones that pull the road.
I tend to agree that I think that this the fact that we don't know it yet does mean that we are still doing a very much a year-to-year thing, and that it kind of feels like if the Rams win it all this year, I think a bit of a teardown happens. I think that like Stafford would retire. I think Devontae would probably leave. Like I think that a lot of things would change going into the 2020 season. But it's also like we also did get the information that he did take less than what those other offers were to stay with the Rams. But how much? If some teams are offering $90 to $100 million guaranteed, does that mean that he took 89? You know, like what are we dealing with here? You know what I mean? So it's very hard to tell what it means that we don't have it yet. But my thought process is that we don't know what it is yet because they know the fan base is going to lose their minds, that they know we're going to hate it.
Interesting.
They're not telling us yet because they're going to be like, 1 year, $60 million. Are you kidding me? Or it's going to be like, no way, he's staying for this much, or only 1 year for 20 million. Like what, like whatever it happens to be. So I feel like they know we're going to be mad about it. They're going to try to slip it in while a bunch of other things are happening. I'm waiting for some other big NFL news to happen. And that's when the Rams are going to be like, oh, by the way, Stafford's deal is this. Like, it's going to be one of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can
to kind of, that way to kind of curtail the reaction, I guess, if other stuff is happening too.
Yeah, that's so too. Yeah.
So let me ask, you guys got Justin Fields, right?
Hell yeah, we did. Franchise quarterback, Rams Jets Super Bowl.
I am not gonna lie. I was hoping the Rams picked up Justin Fields, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping we got Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields is better than Matthew Stafford. I agree with your take.
No, I never said that. I don't know. I said I would have loved to have Justin Fields, not as my starter, but just someone to develop behind Matthew Stafford, okay? Never said he was better than Matthew.
Okay. Yeah, weird. I guess I heard something else over the airwaves.
I guess so.
Joe, can you fix this in post? Just fix this in post. Yeah, thanks.
Yep, I got you. I'll comb through this 3 hours and and touch it up.
Matthew Stafford is better than Justin Fields.
Wow. Okay.
According to Edwin, emphasis on the win.
Take. Yeah, I appreciate those on this kind of program.
That's amazing, guys. We've been 3 hours. I am gonna gear towards wrapping it up here, but I wanted to get another outside perspective here from Paul. NFC West, for looking at it from the opposite side of the country entirely, when you are out in New York, peeking over to this side of the country. How are you feeling like this is going to shake out? I know we're in March and rosters are not done. They are far from done. And I kind of tag that onto every comment I make that we are in March. Rosters are far from being complete. We do not have all of our guys that are going to be here already. We still may be missing starters who are not here yet and are going to be touching the field come September time. So I just wanted to see from your perspective of the NFC West, the moves that have been made from the Rams, whether that be losing Kupp, adding Devontae, Poona Ford, or you look at Seattle, Sam Darnold with Cooper Kupp now. You look at San Fran, they've got their moves, losing Debo, the weird little shake around with Juszczyk and stuff like that. How are you seeing that this division is going to shake out?
First off, I think you're cheating your fans, Jeff. I'm just going to be honest. This is a 9-year anniversary. This should be a 9-hour live show.
I know, right?
But anywho, I digress. I think the Cardinals are they're just not going to do it. Like, they were the feisty little nuggets that were able to show a little bit more chutzpah than we thought. And you're like, ooh, but I think that's all they are. So I don't take that seriously at all. And I think the 49ers, I think this thing is just blowing up. Sometimes, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. For instance, the Bills had a ritual bloodletting last year, and everyone said, oh, no, hellfire's raining from the skies, and they had a really great year. I know they didn't win the Super Bowl. That's what they wanted, but they had a great year despite all the noise from the outside. I don't feel that way about the 49ers. They're going to give Brock Purdy somewhere in the ballpark of $55 million plus per year, and I think the entire team's going to be destroyed. We saw it obviously with traded. You saw all the defensive guys that have all been let go. Hey, wait, dude, I'm on the phone, man. No, I'm not giving you Mountain Dew. Come on, I'm on the go. No, go ask your mother. Anywho.
This wouldn't have happened 9 years ago.
Yeah, right. I can't wait to the 18th anniversary. What were they doing? Tune in next time in 9 years. I think that Brock Purdy's contract is going to destroy the team, if I'm being honest. I think Brock Purdy's a system quarterback that is not proven to get over the hump, and now he's going to have a lot less talent around him. I think the 49ers load. But I think the team to watch out for is interesting because Seattle, right? They traded away Geno Smith for essentially a 4th-round pick. You're like, Seattle's tanking. There's DK Metcalf. There's Tyler Lockett. All of a sudden, they go after my boy Sammy, and I love Sam Darnold. And he goes back to the West Coast. That's exciting for him. Now they get Cooper Kupp. He's going to look great. Old Cooper. Oh. Yeah, and I saw Joe because I follow him on Twitter, and he is not appreciating the Seattle Twitter jokes that are all coming out after signing Cooper Kupp. Joe is less than impressed. I noticed that. So
I just think it's super hypocritical of the Seattle Seahawks fan base when they would roast Cooper Kupp. Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, he's nothing. He's not a good wide receiver." And now they're just riding his, I love Cooper Kupp. Shut the hell up, freaking Seahawks.
But I think Seattle is the Rams' biggest challenger. Again, I believe that everything was Sam Darnold the final 2 games. I think Sam Darnold is a renewed man, so I'm excited for him. Again, you have.
Did you watch the Rams against the Vikings in the playoffs and how Sam Darnold did against our defensive line?
I did.
I'm just saying.
Fans, I would say, should be like Sam Darnold too, right? Again, this is outside perspective, guys. Fine hood about Sam Darnold. You guys should feel supremely confident going in. I'm just saying I think JSN is a spectacular receiver. You have Cooper Kupp, he has. You know, it goes back to when Cooper Kupp rumors came out that he was traded. I think a lot of fans like me said, "Oh man, he was the Triple Crown winner like a year ago, right?" And then you look back, oh boy, it was more than a year, 2, 3, and you go back and see all the injuries, how they've been mounting up. I think the Cooper Kupp name of substance versus the style of what we think Cooper Kupp is, I think are different. And that's a harsh reality for fans to sort of take in. When you hear the Cooper Kupp name, you think he's insert. And the last couple of years, lack of production tell you that obviously. But yeah, Seattle's the main challenger to the Rams. Rams fans should be feeling just dandy with how this team's set up. I mean, the defense is awesome. I thought Aaron Donald leaves. I'm like, oh boy, this Rams defense in trouble. Then Braden Fisk, Jared Verse, F them draft picks now. Yeah, these draft picks are fine. What the hell?
Dude, I absolutely love that. I like your take on Cooper Kupp, and I tend to agree with you, and I'm not allowed to say those words as a Rams person.
Right.
I'm not allowed to say what you said, even though I absolutely agree. He's had 2 seasons of 1,000 yards or more. 2. He's had 1 fully healthy season.
Overrated. Worst Rams
it was damn good. That 1 healthy season was really, really good. But it was also 1 season. So
yeah, overrated. Joe, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Take Cooper Kupp's guts. I got you.
That's not what I'm saying. But I will say that I do think that the move makes more sense to me than I think it does most fans, and it's just me watching the way that the Rams
moving on or Seattle signing him.
The Rams moving on.
Okay.
Like just the way that I've seen this team be willing to move on from people so fast. But your take on Seattle's really interesting as well. Of them, it looked like they were in a bit of a tank situation. Then you Geno for Sam, and then like DK for Kupp, stuff like that. It's really, really interesting.
But quick follow-up though, because I heard this on Kupp that Les Snead. So when Cooper Kupp, they said, he's going to find a trade, and all of us sort of assumed that trade was going to go down. And then it didn't. And then Les Snead did some sort of media availability where Cooper Kupp was awkwardly on the team, and they said, "Hey, is there any way he can stick around?" And that is the least likely option. And I was like, "Oof!" Like Cooper Kupp. Like you would think sometimes, right? You get a player that's been with your team forever, and that the two sides. Tyler Lockett's actually a good example. He took pay cuts with Seattle to keep extending the shelf life of sticking around because he was a Seattle Seahawks for life. Why did the Rams absolutely no interest whatsoever? Because you would have thought that Cooper might have been, I don't know this, but Cooper might have been willing to take a pay cut because he's a Ram.
Yeah, we all felt that way. And hold on 1 second, Edwin. I don't want to cut you off here, but we all feel that way that he would have. But I will say that for I kind of lost my point there. Go ahead, Edwin.
I was just gonna say, this is kind of like the MO of the Rams. They've moved on from players that have had potential, but the Rams are kind of anticipating, okay, we are going to plan for the future rather than try to stick with this player. We saw it with Todd Gurley, Brandon Cooks. I mean, Goff. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it from the Rams. They're we'd rather move on from a player a year early than a year late. And it still hurts as a Rams fan and as someone that loves these players because I've grown to know them I wouldn't say personally, but following their story, following their life. Yeah, it hurts. It hurt. I didn't go to work after Todd Gurley got traded to the freaking Falcons, dude. Oh my God. I'm still not over that.
Pour one out, by the way, just a random Ram in my brain that just popped up. James Laurinaitis. Pour one out for old James.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Hold on. Wait, where is it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold.
Right, no,
this is
holding on.
We call this content. Paul, look it up. Hold on. What were you saying about James Laurinaitis, by the way, while I look?
He was just my boy. That thinking of random Rams because I've had this connection here. Look at that. James Laurinaitis. That's St. Louis days? Good Lord.
Yeah, he never played in LA. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. So James Laurinaitis is on that list. This is old school. I love Eric Dickerson. Obviously, Joe Namath, Rams legend.
What? How long did he play for us? Like 1 or 2 years?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we all wish. But
I was gonna say my point on Cup, by the way, with the Rams.
Yeah,
there is, and I believe this to my core. There is something to this story that we do not know, and we will not know. We still don't know.
Refusing to bring him back under any circumstance.
Yes, there is something
Ernest
to the
Joins
story
2.0
that we don't know, because there was like the Jared Goff stuff, like that writing was on the wall. It's like, is Jared Goff your quarterback? He's our quarterback right now. It's like okay, he knows he's coming
right now.
Yeah, and then but I would say that the Ernest Jones thing, we don't know what happened there after the preseason. You trade away your captain, starting linebacker, for what? Like what happened? And we do not know what happened there. We will not know what happened there. And I think it's the same situation as with Cup. And I want to say, if I had to guess, there's probably something there health related that they were not comfortable with going into the 2025 season with Cooper Kupp on their roster.
What's the commonality with the doghouse stuff? Like Cam Akers, he's another one, a talented former Florida State running back, and all of a sudden, pissed in Cheerios.
I feel like Cam Akers was just kind of like a diva, dude. Like he kept I feel like Sean McVay would go out there after the games and just I need to get Cam Akers involved, and then he would try to get him more involved. And I don't know. I feel like Cam Akers was more of the diva type, and the Rams organization did not appreciate that.
Same way, sort of thing.
Start over, Paul.
Was there any? So Cam Akers just in the first one, right? Something has occurred, and all of a sudden he gets jettisoned for whatever reason. You mentioned the weird Ernest Jones thing. There's just been a weird Rams players. It's only a few of them over the years that somehow have pissed in Sean McVay's Cheerios.
Yeah.
And then immediately hide the body. It's a hit. Take him out. What the? And
they just don't deal with it. They just do not deal with that type of drama. They don't want to deal with it.
I guess.
We don't understand it. We don't know what causes it. We don't know what's going on in there. But it's the Rams are so quiet when it comes to releasing anything. They don't leak stuff. Like the Cooper Kupp story broke from Cooper Kupp. He was the one who posted it on Twitter that the Rams told him that they were going to release him. Like that wasn't the Rams being like, "Hey, we're looking for a trade partner." Cooper Kupp's like, "I thought I was going to end my career here. Turns out I'm looking for a new home." So I don't know. I think it's injury, though. I really do. I think it's injury. I think they feel like something with him. It's like he's about done. We saw that exact situation with Todd Gurley with his knee. The Rams knew he was done. They refused to say that he was done, and then the second the season ended, he was out. So,
all right, let me give you this, Joe. Week 1, the Rams host the Seattle Seahawks. They introduced Cooper Kupp running out of the tunnel. The reception from Rams fans is what?
Cool.
No boo.
No boo. Those are going
to be boo. Hell no.
Those are C's,
Triple Crown winner, Offensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl MVP. Hell no. He will always be a Ram. Forever be a Ram. It was not his choice to leave. It was not his choice to ever leave the Rams. And I love Cooper Kupp, and forever he will always be a Ram player.
I would tell you that if I was a Rams fan, he'd be dead to me. I would boo him. I'd boo him.
Nah. It would be different if he asked to be traded. It would be different if he chose to leave, but he did not choose.
Chose to apparently 10 teams interested.
Hold on, no.
He's from Washington.
Yes, that's the thing. He's from Washington. He grew up a Seahawks fan. If you had the opportunity to go to your childhood favorite team, I don't hold it against him, man.
Yeah, I don't hold it against him. There's nothing but love. There's nothing but love for me for Kupp. I will forever always be grateful for that man.
Disgusting.
You know who is dead to me though? Demarcus Robinson.
Oh yeah, dude. Going to the Winers, bro? Yeah. Hell no. You should not have gone that DUI, DeMarcus.
That's so funny. He's the one. Yeah, Marcus. You go to the Niners. Yeah, dude, I know. I hope you get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, dude. I hope you get wrecked, bro. I hope we keep the cornerback. What's his name? Cornerback. Ahkello Witherspoon, and I hope he picks off Demarcus Robinson, dude.
Akello's okay. I'm so indifferent on Ahkello. I'm the only one. If he's back, cool. If he's not, that's also cool. He's okay. Like, I don't know.
I hope we keep him.
I'm the only one. Okay, Edwin, I'm going to pull you off here for a minute. I'm just going to talk to Paul, and then I'm going to get out of here. But, hey, dude, I just want to say thank you so much for hopping on and chatting some ball with us, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Go Rams. Thank you so much for everything you do, Joe. Love you, man. Take care.
Dude, thank you so much.
See you guys. Go Rams.
Edwin, emphasis on the win. His mic is extremely loud. Paul, I wanted to get some time with you, man.
Yeah.
Yes, this was that you were. We have a guest here.
Yeah, he's chilling. He's just chilling, sitting here. But yes, sorry.
That is so funny.
Calling to make sure I didn't miss anything you were saying. So yes, sir.
That is so funny, Paul. You were This is that I've created some videos for you surrounding these children. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. For history, yeah. Again, it's hard to explain to people because it's just our world, I guess. But like me and Joe have never met in person before.
Man.
We've done obviously shows and video calls and radio shows and a million things together. We've helped each other with personal stuff if we've ever been through thick or thin or anything. It's just been, which, like I said, it's crazy to think about that we've never met each other before in person. And yeah, I've had some seismic moments in my life that I couldn't think of anyone else. I know people that do video editing and all this kinds of stuff. To me, it wouldn't have felt right if you didn't do it. Obviously, if you said you couldn't do it, I guess I would go seek out other people. But in my head, beyond you just doing the task of it, it just felt like that you were this special part of it. So yes, from children being born to setting up genders to working with and us both. Again, the coolest part about is that me and Joe both have busy lives, but whenever you hear that that thing that people say that you can not have talked to someone for months and all of a sudden you talk, and it's as if we had been talking since yesterday, which is a wild. Our brainstorm sessions are like the coolest things. I want that on my epitaph of my gravestone. Of like, had some really cool chats with Joe Branham randomly, God knows what, on phone calls late at this or that or the other about concepts for shows or just. That's where all the juices flow. It's not text messages. It's none of that. It's all just organic stuff. We're on the phone. What about this? Dude, this, and then it just blown up. So yeah, specifically to the video packages, yes. For this guy over here, for my daughter, I don't think this thing can flip very easily. So she's over there. And all the children. It's just been super cool for all these, and like I said, seismic moments in my life that I'm never going to forget. Joe edited videos. I reached out to sports contacts that I had to kind of fulfill all these ideas, greens in here and doing that stuff before. Again, it's just so cool. You mentioned at the beginning, from true love sports, of being at us being forced to meet only because of Mark Wilson and us both working there at the same time, and us just both getting shoved in the NFL division. And I can't remember your history at the time, Joe, but I was incredibly green. I had very limited writing experience, but just sort of passion for it. And we both I think we respected each other's work and our fire for each other. Like, it's us or no one. We need to write. We need to, like, if this thing's going to live, we need to do it. So there's just sort of this friendly competitive energy between us, and both of our hard work. I can't speak for you, but your hard work inspired me. I was like, damn, I got to go. Like, damn, Joe's killing it. I got to go. And so, yeah, it's been a beautiful friendship for a cajillion years. I don't even know. I know you're a big year guy with 9-year anniversary, so maybe you know the exact date, minute, and everything that we locked eyes and winked at each and said that drink's on me. But it's just it's been awesome, man. And like I said, 9 years when I saw this, I'm like, 9 years. That makes me feel old. I'm like, what the hell? Like, so that's crazy. It's crazy.
It's nuts to think about with how far it's all come and stuff like that. But it's not just the show. I mean, obviously the progress in the show is very abundantly clear. The first episode ever is published. It's always published. I keep it out there deliberately so that that it can just live on. It's terrible. It is absolutely god awful. And I listen to it and it's like I cringe to it's like, oh my God, I can't believe the way I sound, the way I'm talking is like that.
You know, of how far it's a healthy reminder of how far you've come, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Just listening to like the intro of that and like my latest, it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, man. And those videos, man, those are so much fun to make. And I would say it's like there's people that could do a better job at this, but I just like the rawness of them, I think is so fun. And then like the fact of just like getting with you and talking about how like coming up with this idea of it being the draft and this last pick and stuff like that. That kind of stuff was so much fun, man. And the way it came together, I was really proud of it too.
Yeah, as you should be. Like I said, it wouldn't have felt right for me to announce any of these things without you, because you've just been a seismic part of my life. And to have these big events and things that are happening, and you know, I've always been a guy that wanted to do it beyond just, hey guys, it happened.
Yeah.
Pregnant or this or this. I've always wanted to like do it up if I can and go to another level of it. And obviously, you know, for a vision again, and it's both of us here because we both cut, and that shows our investment, you know, from both sides of like, you know, the draft or this idea, press conference, the extra little details of camera shooting and you know, all of it, walking out, like all of it. Again, it just makes me smile going back to think of all those things is just unbelievable. So yeah, there's been a million different things that we've all done together. It's been cool to watch both of our careers go with you in the Dan Patrick School and taking it to another level. And it's just been inspiring. Like I said, fan quesos, all of it, the whole. I just love that our shows are these different animals, both bore from our passion of Rams and Jets respectively, and how they've just grown. And then we've developed these fan bases that obviously resonate with the content and delivery and everything else that we do. It's again, that's super rewarding. It's awesome that we're both here. I'm glad that I'm pretty sure you were the one who spawned the potential of, hey man, writing's writing, but what about podcasting? And I give you all the credit for that. We're like, you know what? Yeah, let's look into that. And then now look at where we are. So it's like I said, insane.
That's a funny way to think about it. Cause yeah, when the website was in that weird spot, it was just like, Mark was just thinking about selling and stuff like that. And it was like, what do we do? Like, what are we going to do now? It's like, and we just wanted to keep working. I know we talked on the phone and at that time it was like, well, we just want to keep working together. So what are we going to do? And then, yeah, then the idea of podcasting and then Sports War Radio was formed quickly after that, man. So kind of crazy, man. I would say too that I want to mention on both of those videos that the two there's small details in both of those announcement videos that I absolutely love for no reason at all. And in the first one, in the press conference one, it's the little tiny onto the side of just one more like that for some.
Oh, I agree 100%. Is like, again, that just goes to show your attention to detail and your passion, right? You can hire, again, there's video editors all over the planet. And if I presented this idea to anyone for the idea, right, they wouldn't think to that level. They're just banging it out. A task them, give it to me. Let's just finish it. And yeah, to have that extra voice as if it is the PR guy going, 2 more, 1 more. Just, all of it. And back and forth, I'm like, hey Joe, what if I write in some lines that just like sneaky winks that this is not just a football player, that this is a baby. Crawl before you walk, this, that, or the other. Like I said, I think we could do something with all this. So, and it was cool. And to get like big celebrities, right, that work at ESPN, all these places. Hey, can you try to, first off, to have them respond and not go, what the hell is this? Like, hey, hey, can you just ask question at this made up press conference? And a few people thought it like was a scam or something. Like, what is this? What do you want me to do? And then once, you get a chance to sort of explain it, they're like, all right, you bastard, I'll do it. So the thought process, the execution, and bringing them together again. Joe, you've done a lot of awesome stuff, obviously, with all your editing and stuff. But obviously, for me, with the personal ties, it's just going to be something that I remember forever. Eventually, when my kids get older, they're going to be able to see it. And that's going to be a super cool, full circle thing. So, yeah, it's awesome. My latest one is pinned to my Twitter, but I can't remember if I threaded the old one because I wish Twitter worked a different way. Sort of like Instagram, you could pin a couple of reels at the top. I wish you could sort of do that for Twitter because I'd like to keep those up forever because they're just awesome. So
I think that when I was asked originally about, starting that, because I mean, obviously I was going to do it no matter what, but I think I felt the pressure in a positive way to want to do a good job because of your proposal. And that was exactly like where my brain was like, if he's going to do that for just his proposal, like, and he's going to ask me to do these videos, like I have to nail this. You know what I mean? So you were the reason that why like so much even attention, like I could have made it easy, you know what I mean? But like, no, you're not that kind of person. So.
Right. And so, yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad that sort of resonated the other way to bring it back full circle. So, again, moments I'll never forget forever. They made what, I'm sure if I proposed at a McDonald's in a weird way at store, it's still special because it's this moment. But, to do something crazy for the craziness of it is just awesome. So I want to go full circle because I have no idea when this phone's going to die. And I know you're wrapping up too, but it's just, Joe, it's 9 years, man. And there's been all kind, this, and I'm sure some of your fans know it too, of all the trials and tribulations this show has gone through, of your different work jobs. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, it is very moving. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. But yeah, so it's to go through everything that you've gone through, to be here and have everything that you've gone through is amazing. Yeah, I know, buddy. I'm sorry. Jeez. Oh God. Okay. Yes. Ram Showcase is amazing. It's awesome. I can't wait for the 10-year celebration. I'm sure just like, as we get older and we have like 50-year and whatever, all these big year celebrations that, there's going to be more celebrations to come, Joe. But yeah, go ahead. What do you have to say? All right. But yeah, I mean, it's just so cool. And again, I still have hopes. It's funny that we said, "Hey, Rams Jets Super Bowl," and you guys have been to like a million Super Bowls since our relationship. Winning Super Bowls and doing everything else, and I'm like, "Oh, the Jets are going to be there, Joe. Just you guys keep showing up. Eventually, we'll be on the other side."
Exactly.
So you've held up your end. My side, less so. But I am looking forward to that one day. Maybe that is, I guess, the first time we're going to meet. But if there are less optimistic Jet fans than me, we might be dead before that happens. So we'll see what happens. But Joe, it's been it's pretty cool.
Thank you so much, man. I genuinely appreciate you, man. It's been quite a journey. I don't know how long it does, but I'm excited to find out, man. So I think that's the ultimate thing is I'm just not planning on stopping. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I'm still going now. So, I'm excited for this next season. And hopefully this is another season where I get to hopefully preview another Rams Super Bowl appearance. And then maybe we get some really good crossover stuff there if you guys can pull it together. Okay.
That's it. That's good advice. I'll let the Jets know that. Swing, howdy. I think you guys are going to have another great chance. Rams fans are lucky to have you. We were talking about it earlier. At our other friend that was just joining us a little bit ago said he watches other Rams podcast. What a traitorous bastard! But there's obviously a Jets land too, right? There's a million podcasts that are out there. But the advice and insights that I share is, who cares what else is out there? If you just do your own thing and you be you, that sounds super corny, but like people are either going to love it or hate it. Like I just read on Twitter today, I had 5 or 6 comments that said, "You goofy teeth bastard, get some braces. You're fat. And I wish kill yourself. Those are the 3 tweets I just got on a recent post. And it just reminded me that, not everyone's going to like you. And which is an extreme version of that, I suppose. But so you just have to just live and die with your results and putting yourself out there. And Joe, you've done that for 9 years. And a lot of people don't have the courage to put themselves out there because of what I just said for some comments you may receive on a day-to-day basis. Some people are going to love you. Some people are going to hate you. But if you just put yourself out there and do your content, I just think there's going to be a lot of people that respect it either way,
I absolutely agree. And you're absolutely right. As long as you just do it, that is the hardest part. And that's the part that most people don't do is just it. They just don't go and just start what they want to start. So, yeah, that's my advice. It's just, if you want to do something, just go. First step, dude, just start an episode. My first episode is garbage, dude, straight. And it's like 15 minutes. It's so quick. It's like very like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, I just got to do it though. Like I just got to start it, and then it's going to be bad. When I was rough, dude. I remember getting a text from you. We were on a show called the NFL Battle Zone together. And I remember we were on the show. I get a text from you and it says, if you say 100% one more time, and I don't remember the rest of it, but I remember laughing so hard at that because everything you said 100%. And then I would go on.
Yeah. Cause everyone has crutches, but to go back to what you just said, right? That's obvious. Yeah. Just do it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Kyle LaBeouf, do it, just do it. That's probably dated, I guess. That's years ago. There you go. There's a Ram Showcase OG shout out. But no, I mean, it is just doing it. And, maybe it sucks. You say your first episode was terrible, that you didn't like it. But, like, you have to plow through it and then, get past the fear of rejection or no one's going to watch this. Because that was the thing, me and you, Joe, that we talked about very early on in the process, is that we were spending all this time on NFL Battle Zone, and then our views were like 5. Me, you, and our parents. And we're like, oh, geez, wow. Mm-hmm. And that's a tough thing for people to get past. It's like, wait, I'm not instantly famous. What the hell? And then they quit. And you just have to power through. Again, what I'm about to say is easier said than done, but I'm going to host my radio show solo all week this week, Monday through Friday. And I'm going to do the show if 1 million people are listening or 5. And I'm going to deliver it the same way. I don't know if someone's listening to me for the first time or the millionth time. No idea. So that's how I'm just going to deliver it. And that's what people should do when they're doing their shows.
That's actually kind of funny. I learned that from working in radio and actually being on a radio station, having somebody come to me and ask me about the Nielsen ratings. And I was like, oh, I don't care. Yeah. And they're like, you don't care. And it's like, no, I'm still going to do the same exact show no matter what. So I don't care how many people are out there, man. It's like, I'm doing my show. That's not for me to know. That's for the bosses to know. And if they see my numbers and see that I need to make some adjustments, they'll let me know, but I don't care. Like, I'm just going to do it. So.
Yeah. And again, I think it's hearty advice for people. Hopefully, it's been cool doing my Jet shows. I've had a few people that have started their own podcast. They listened to mine, said, oh, that's cool. And then they were inspired enough to do their own show. And I think that's the coolest thing since sliced bread. To me, I always think there's room for other people's shows. You should never be intimidated. Like, there's Rams fans out there right now that are watching or listening. And they're like, man, yeah, Joe does it great. And there's a bunch of other people. I'm not going to do it. It's saturated. Don't let other people's populace be a reason why you wouldn't want to do it. Who cares if everyone else is doing it? You're a different person. You're a different show. You're a different everything. So, that's why just sort of putting yourself out there and giving it a chance is it. But a lot of people fail at that very first step. They're not willing to put themselves out there and take any of the criticism or the lack of views or anything, because it takes work to get to where you are, and obviously where Ram Showcase has landed here.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you're right. There's been some people that have started some shows that have said that I was one of their inspirations for that. That is the coolest thing ever, man. And I talked about it earlier, that I maybe it's different for the Jets. I'm not totally sure of the Jets media landscape, but for the Rams, I feel like all of us do our own thing and we are all individualized. Like, I'm the long form guy. I'm the guy who has a 1-hour show once a week, and that can be broken up into segments, but it's very much like a long form thing. We got the people who do shorts. We've got the people who do the 10-minute videos, stuff like that. Like, everybody's got their lane and nobody's perfect at it. So if there is anybody out there that does think that they could do it or something like that, it's like, just do it. You might be better than that guy in some time. You know what I mean? Like, let's go for it.
Everyone has different tastes. I think to your point, there are jet shows that are long form. I know certain jet shows that are live stream every day, no matter what, for 2 or 3 hours each day, no matter what the thing is. And I'm like, God bless. I do a show every morning at 7:30, regardless of what's happening, holiday or not, and I just do it. Some people like the morning stuff, so it could be a time thing. Some people like the energy. Some people find me incredibly annoying. My fiance probably finds me incredibly of just how loud and brash I am about Jets topics, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind if I agree with something or don't agree with something. And some people don't like that. So, again, you're not going to please everybody, but if you put yourself out there and put out content, you have a chance to do it. But there's variety in the diet. Everyone likes a little something different. And to me, like I said, there could never be too many Ram shows or too many Jet shows or what have you. We have 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week. There's plenty of time for everybody. And I don't look at it that way. Again, maybe it's to your Nielsen ratings things. Like the bosses are like, wait, what? You don't care your competition? I'm like, I don't see them as competition. It's friendly. It's good. It's good for all of us to have competition juice for Ram shows or Jet shows or anything. Oh, good. Oh, wow, they did that. Oh, cool. That's inspiring for me. But I try to just do my own thing. And people are either going to love it or hate it. I don't try to copy other people's things. So I guess that's another piece of advice for someone who may be starting a podcast like, oh, I love Joe. I'm going to try to be the best Joe I can. Be the first whoever you are that you can be. And I'd live and die by that sword.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything you're saying, man. You're absolutely right. And I don't watch a lot of other people, Rams people. And for a long time, that was because I was like, I don't want to subconsciously steal their ideas or something like that. It's like, I just want to make sure I'm doing my own show. And now it's because it's like, I still that, but just, I guess, stronger. It's like now I'm even more susceptible to like see something and be like, ooh, that's a really good idea. Like, so now I don't want to do it at all.
No, right. Of course, which again, some people will see that. And again, it's up to you on how you present that information. But like I said, uniqueness, individuality, your own thing. I think that's going to really resonate with people and stand out from the crowd.
Always will, man. Always will. Paul, I want to thank you so much, man, for taking some time and hanging out on our anniversary show, dude. This is officially kind of in a way. I mean, we'll have an episode 1 of season 10 here soon, but this is like a season 10 kickoff. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, again, congratulations, Joe. It's amazing. There are some people that you mentioned may not even ever start a show with the first episode, and you're 9 seasons in, 9 years into this wonderful, a journey that you've been on, and hopefully there's a million more years to come of doing all your Ram Showcase and Sheriff Joe Bags and everything for your community. So, congratulations, amazing. I'm glad that I've been able to see the entire journey from the beginning to what it is now. Again, I'll repeat it. Rams fans are lucky to have you, and I can't wait to see where else the show goes next. So cheers to a season 10, my friend.
You're the best. Thank you so much, Paul. Thanks for hanging out, man. Make sure you follow him. It's at BoyGreen25, right?
Yes, sir. You got it.
I was making sure that your Twitter's not broken still and hacked or whatever happened.
We've gotten past that chapter, but
that's good. That's good. One more time on that last part. It cut you off.
Oh no, I'm just saying I appreciate that. Yeah, we thankfully that chapter is buried in the past. No more hack of this, hack of that. But Joe, you always know how to do the plugs, man. You're the best.
Absolutely, Paul. Hey, you enjoy the rest of your night, man. Enjoy your week of work being solo on the show, man. That's awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, we'll see. Everyone else is on spring break, but safety never takes a holiday, Joe.
Never. Take it easy, Paul. Oh, that's Boy Green. Man, we go way back. I love that dude. We were just he's great, man. And stoked to be able to work with him in the past and all that stuff. I know Chris is saying that he's good to go for another 3 hours here. I can't go for another 3 hours, man. I probably could, actually. I feel okay. Although I will say, I do want to start season 10, and so once I'm done with here on this stream, then I will kind of start to kind of not rebrand. That's not the right term, but I am going to do some updating here. I will say that this guy here, as I made this today, it gave me a really good idea. So, I mean, just there's going to be some more graphical stuff. That's probably a term, happening for season 10. I feel like I've missed out on some of my graphics stuff. I feel like I've done a poor job this year, with some of that stuff. I feel like not necessarily lazy, but I did feel like I did some shortcuts this year on some stuff, and the visual aspect of Ram Showcase is one thing I would like to get back better at. I feel like I used to be better with my on-screen stuff, not just having a cool background, but also being able to put up cool graphics and stuff like that. So that's what I'm gonna start working on tonight. As I don't have an exact release date yet for season 10 episode 1 at the moment, but we'll get that rather soon. I'm not sure if it'll be this week or the following. We are creeping into draft time. Draft time is not a big thing in the world of Ram Showcase, but we will have plenty of stuff to talk about as we creep into that. And again, season 10 is on the way rather soon. So very exciting stuff here, man. We got some other people hopping in here. Yeah, dude, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. It's thank you again. Thank you. This is crazy. I don't think I would have ever thought that I would make it 9 years doing this once I started, but also I don't think I ever really planned it out like that of like, oh, I'll do this show for X amount of time and then I'll bounce out. You know what I mean? Like, just one of those things that I'm still just going. So I don't want to stop the show. I want to add to it. But I think that adding to the show would mean that I would need some help. And I've tried to bring on help for Ram Showcase for a while, and it has never worked out. No one's reached out. I've looked for a social media manager. No one's wanted to do that, I guess. That's really what I need help with, is the social media stuff. But I've decided that I do want to just try to learn it myself and just try to figure it out. It's not that I'm not good at it, because I don't want to say those words, but it's the fact that I have zero passion for social media, and I have no issues saying those words because I think social media is a little bit weird. But whatever, it's just the old man in me, I think. But so I think I want to try to learn it. I think I want to try to figure it out myself and just try to force myself into it. And maybe those benefits will be seen somewhere. You know what I mean? The social media is just so fake to me. Maybe am I alone there? Is just so fake to me. I have a hard time with it. So, but either way, I do want to get better at that. I want to start to do just some more in that world too. So that's the plan, I guess, for season 10 as we kind of move forward. Not a lot of changes going on. We still do plan on having about an hour episode, during the season, stuff like that. But I want to get more into the graphics. I used to do like wallpapers for the season schedule. I used to make some and stuff like that. So I want to get back to doing fun stuff like that, things that I can, put on some music and sit here and, just try to be creative and pump it out like that. And for a little bit there. And I think that when the real shift of Ram Showcase happened, when I did start working at the radio station, which is a job I sorely miss and would go back right now if they called. But I think I was fulfilling my creative outlet there. Yeah, because I'm a creator myself. I like to think of stuff and create things. But when my job was quite literally to think of things and to be creative and to engage with people, stuff like that, it was quenching that thirst. So Ram Showcase did suffer in a sense because of that. But I mean, I never stopped it though. So that's, dude, saying a mouthful right here. Not alone. Social media is great, but it's ruined a lot in society. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a very fake. Oh, Jay, what's up? It's a very. I had no idea, dude. That's awesome. Welcome in. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though, man. It's ruined a lot of stuff, man. So I mean, it's just a perspective thing. I think that I don't know. I'm a very in-person person, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not on my phone when I'm in front of people, but people get mad that I don't respond to them. And it's like, how often was I on my phone when we were hanging out though, man? It's like, I'm here, I'm in person, and I realize I'm on a stream right now and I'm talking to the universe and my cat's over here asleep and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, man. It's this is a little bit more personal to me, I guess. But I don't know, man. So yeah, a little bit of a good point here. If it wasn't for social media, I wasn't for social media either until I became a moderator for a really cool YouTube. Okay. her TikTok and Blue Sky started blowing up after I came on. Met a lot of cool people despite the uncool. That's a rather interesting point. And I mean, I'll tell you, and I've never said this out loud because I was always trying to see if anybody would reach out to be part of my social media team. But I've always had the intentions of, I don't care about the income from social media. It was always my intention to allow whoever runs my social media to be the sole person making the money off of it. And no one's reached out. Because I can do fine on the podcast and stuff like that. And the numbers here, that's where I'm good. So I have the content. I'll give you a platform, a website, all this stuff to be able to run and start to, kind of create the platform with me and help me with this. No one's ever reached out. So, the social media aspect, I have a hard time with it. I really do. It's not my world. It's not my world. I think that I'm too in person for that stuff. I don't know, man. I'm a very face-to-face kind of person, and the social media stuff, man, it's they're not wrong when they tell you like people are tougher online. That's a very real thing. It's like the people are willing to say whatever they want on the internet, and so it's one of those. Yeah, I think I've hit it a few times. I'm not a social media guy. I don't like to live my life on the internet. I can't do that. I'm very just in my environment. I prefer my environment than being stuck in this thing. And I've tried. See, the thing is too, is like, I'm terrible at, I'll tell you how many red texts I have right now. It's my bad, so I don't want to have that. I have 139 unread text messages right now. And there's times where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to respond to people. And then I feel like I'm on my phone for 4 hours straight. And I have no idea what's going on in my world. And then I'm like, this sucks. I hate this thing. So that's where I'm at. So if I don't respond to your comment or something like that, that's the reason why. I see them. I do see them, and I do love them, man. I do love them, and I'll try to be better about, giving some acknowledgement on some stuff. But that's where I'm at. I just hate living life through my phone, man. I just like living life in person. So Carl agrees. My cat, he's over here. I don't think he wants to. He's just cleaning himself. He's just having a bath over here on his chair, but well, he's good, man. So I'm gonna start kind of wrapping it up here, man. As we have almost hit 4 hours here this stream, 9-year anniversary of Ram Showcase, and genuinely I just can't thank you enough, man, for hanging out with me, for accepting my takes, my obnoxious comments, my dumb quotes and sayings that I've created over the years, cracking skulls and crushing souls and stuff like that. I appreciate it, man. And so, yeah, I'm pumped, man. This is, I feel very like rebirthed. I don't feel like this is like a celebration of like, oh, the last 9 years have been awesome. It's like, yo, we're 9 years in. How many more do we got in us, man? So that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. This has been an absolute blast. Again, just can't thank you guys enough for helping me be Sheriff Joe Bags and run this bad boy, man. So without anybody to watch me, I mean, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, that's weird. If I just put this out and like don't publish it or anything, then what? Then what, man? So again, thank you so much. There's no stopping Ram Showcase, man. We're gonna be going on for so long. Thank you so much, Joker. I appreciate you. Stet Benatar, my favorite nickname I've ever given anybody for Stetson Bennett. Stet Benatar is top tier, dude. We need more nicknames. All right, I'm gonna start. We're gonna nail that down. So more nicknames, more ridiculous quotes, more obnoxiousness headed your way. Season 10. We're turning up the levels here. All right. We're going to have a good time with it, man. It's Rams football. It's football. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's here. We're here for a good time, dude. This team's been fun as hell to watch. And it's been fun to cover this team with you. Since Ram Showcase has started, we've turned it around quite a bit. First season of Ram Showcase, 4-12. We've seen 2 Super Bowls since and 1 ring. Pretty awesome. All right. So let's keep it going, man. We got plenty more to come. Plenty more wins to watch, plenty more high fives to give, plenty more beers to drink, plenty more LA trips to be had, man. So let's have a good time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, man. Can't thank you guys enough for making Ram Showcase possible, for hanging out with me these last 9 years, hanging out with me tonight, and for however long we go on in the future. Thank you guys so much, Rams fans. I absolutely love you. Let's jam out. California from Catharsis, my band.